What the hell was that?
It was Quick Draw was I think he was in Walmart, and he messaged me and he sent me a video of it. He said, I'm standing in the aisle just giggling at this toy. Apparently that's what it was. How you doing, gentlemen?
Here.
Good.
Happy Friday.
Yes, thank
Definitely.
God Friday.
Good to see everybody in the chat.
Yeah.
Yes, welcome
New
everybody.
face, new name.
And I haven't seen.
Good to see you. Thanks for being here.
I haven't seen everybody in a long time. So what's up, Jeremy? Now?
Hey, Jay.
Yeah, I'm like not even looking at Jeremy. I'm looking around to see what's different and what's changed and
I know
what's happening in his life in the background.
Seattle, Washington, awesome. So I want to say, let's pronounce this. I'm sorry, we're gonna screw it up big time, but Cebuana at heart. I don't know. Cebuana. I don't know, man. I'm sorry, but welcome and thank you for being here. Super excited.
Yeah, welcome. This is the Horseman. Not seen our faces around these parts for a while, but we still own a part of YouTube like land that we can partake in. How's everyone doing? What's everyone been up to?
We must have really butchered it.
Yeah, we must have destroyed it. Yeah.
All's good, man. Everybody have a good work week. It's crazy.
Yeah, it's been crazy. 9 to 5 is the grind.
It's a grind.
First off, what's 9 to 5?
Yeah.
I'm actually on call this weekend, so I've already been called twice since 2:30. So it's gonna be a great weekend.
Jeez.
So.
Damn.
Yeah.
Well, no, I was ill last week, so just been getting better. Just being able to even move around is feeling good, and I constant toothache, but that's my own damn fault. I should go see a dentist. There's only me to blame for that.
That could help, but I get it.
I just don't like dentists.
Nobody likes the dentist. But yeah. So I still. What's that, Charles?
No, go ahead.
I was just gonna say. So I've violated what I said, and I went on and grinded out some Fortnite challenges. I had about 45 minutes. I played a half a game and quit, and was like, I don't want to do this. I can't play it anymore. So
okay, you're gonna have to run me down on what the heck is even happening, because I don't know. The last I knew was the samurai season with the guy on the islands that you went up and attacked. That was it. That was the last time I played. What's changed?
Mostly POIs and weapons. That's all. Everything else is fine. But
what's this baseball bat that I'm seeing?
It makes you run faster, and then it's one of those weapons that you just hate. Because if you're not carrying it, if you're carrying it, you can beat people up, but they don't die. And if somebody else has got it, they'll kill you instantly. There's a whole chart. Yeah, I don't know. There's a whole bunch of different things you can do with it.
I watched a video on Instagram today. I sent it to Charles. The guy's running through the train tunnel, and he's like, shoot me in the back. And he jumps into the porta potty, and it takes him up. And then as he comes out of the porta potty, he charges his bat, and these guys jump out of it one by one, and he knocks them off the mountain one by one, like baseball. Yeah. It's actually hilarious. I was like, I need to probably play.
Yeah.
But it seems fun.
It's fun. But look at
somebody at the door.
Is there somebody at the door? I heard a knock.
Hello. It's the 8th of March in Scotland, just because I'm in the future, guys.
Oh, you are in the future.
Yeah. This week is a week of Comic-Cons around Lexington. So who better to bring on than the man from Lexington? The purple friend himself, Randy. How you doing, brother?
What's up, brother?
What's happening, Randy? Gang's all here. Oh,
he left.
He's like, I'm not ready.
Hey, how you doing,
buddy?
Long time no see. I know.
Oh yeah.
This is like a family reunion right here.
Yeah.
I know, right?
A few other people out there, but this
Definitely.
is good. Good start.
Yeah. And then it'll just go downhill from here, guys.
Is what it is.
How you doing, Randy? Please tell me you've had that jacket on since the last time you were here.
Right?
I think he's got a delay.
Can you hear us, Randy? Oh yeah, he's got a delay.
Huh? Yep.
He's got a bad delay. In a long.
Hey, Lane, what's up, guys? What's up?
Hey, Lane.
Yeah, I got a bad delay.
What up, Lane? You guys want to see something cool I found when I was going through an old box?
Yes, please.
Maybe.
Oh, wow.
What was it?
The Rubik's Cubes.
I found one of those the other day.
Nice.
Yeah.
I have
was
mine,
like,
but Jeremy, is yours signed by Mitchie? By Mitchie and by Jeremy?
I'm pretty sure I could make that happen.
I have a signed Mitchie one, and yeah, but that's like a fraudulent one. Mine's from like OG times. Yours would just be a recopy of a rebrand of a remake.
Mine would be the newest version. I've changed up my signatures. No, I haven't. No, I haven't. Yeah, I was going through some stuff. I found a couple old boxes and have a ton of stuff that were like, the boxes you used to get from Iconic Odd. It was full of that stuff. Like just random weird old, I don't know, everything. A couple of times there I opened it, I was a little afraid because there were like DVDs in there and I wasn't sure if they were fit for YouTube content.
Yeah.
So
love it. I just let Randy know that maybe restart his PC, that might help.
Yeah.
Might need to blow off the cobwebs if he's not been down in the basement for a while.
Could be. Yeah. No, I recently moved some stuff in the garage, put some new shelving up for the business, and found all kinds of stuff that I didn't know I had.
Like apparently
pieces of mystery minis.
Yeah, a bunch of bippity boppity boopity pops.
Oh yeah, bunch of bippity boopity bop.
Yeah.
So, there he is.
All right, how about now? Yeah, a bunch of bippity boppity boopity pops. Wonder why the delay.
Well, we have to get from Missouri to Kentucky,
right.
So it takes a minute.
I'm hoping that it might now.
Oh
dang!
I wonder what's causing that. I've never experienced that before. I spent not in the StreamYard side. It's like he's jumped into the YouTube side.
Right. That's
and
what
he's on the 6-second delay.
That's what it seems like.
Randy, if you're watching and can hear me, don't click the link I sent you. Just come into StreamYard with your powers and go into the studio that's created. Because you're an admin, so try going in that way.
Just log into StreamYard and you'll get it.
So, Jeremy, what's been going on in your life? How painful was it to lose the Super Bowl?
I mean, it wasn't painful to lose the Super Bowl. It was painful to lose it in the manner.
It looked painful when I watched it.
Yeah. I mean, it was painful to lose it the way we did. I mean, hell.
Is it a matter of overhyped?
Yeah, this is the third year in a row. We won the last two. Like, it's an impossible feat to do. So you got to be proud of them, but at the same time, it's just like, what happened? That Philadelphia was absolutely dominant. They were the better team on every front. So it was, it is what it is. But it's a lot of stuff. I don't know. Yeah, worst Super Bowl I can remember. Laney says, I agree.
I'm sorry to just throw that ball right at you like that. I know it was probably hard to deflect that one. It was a bit painful of a ball to throw, but
No, I mean, I'm proud of the team. I'm happy to be a Chiefs fan. I know there's a lot of hate out there, but at the end of the day, like we've, been in the last 10 or some ridiculous amount of AFC Championship games, and
I'm sure you'll be there again next year. It's not like it's going to stop.
4 out of 5 Super Bowls and only lost 1. I mean, it's pretty impressive what they've done. So so be it. If they go back, they go back. If they don't, they don't. Kelsey's coming back, so that should be interesting to see how they play him. But it'll be a fun season to watch because there's going to be a lot of changes. There'll be a lot of different people on that team.
So how many years in a row now have you been to the final? That was 3 years in a row, was it?
4 out of 5.
4 out of 5. So it's like competing good enough. Like if you don't win it, it's okay, but just getting that far is good enough. Like for Charles with his team, they don't get that far, So it's like for Charles, I think qualifying for the finals would be even more of an achievement, even if they win. No, you know what I mean?
Getting past the first round of the playoffs is a win for me. So
yeah. For example, the Royals, right? They hadn't been to the World Series since '85, and then they go back in 2014, and it was unbelievably exciting that they went, and then they lost, I think it's 7 games, but it was disappointing, but it was so incredible that they made it because you just wouldn't have, it just doesn't happen. And then they went back in 2015 and won, and it was like over the moon. I think we've gotten to the point with the Chiefs that the expectation is win, and that's the only thing. So if you lose, it's just not good enough, right? And I think from a fan base, it's all or none, but from a player standpoint, it's a little bit more like, hey, we gave it our best, and so be it. So I don't know.
Are the Chiefs like the highest spenders? Is it the same as soccer over here, where we buy our players and we bring them in and stuff like that?
Baseball's that way, but football is not. Football, there's a salary cap, so every team is operating with the same amount of capital.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. That's strange.
Yeah.
So then it becomes how do you manipulate the contracts? How do you, do you sign a player for multi-years and give them, the sum might be $500 million, but it might be spread out over 10 years instead of 3 or whatever else. And so you got to really work that cap, and then you got to renegotiate contracts as time goes on, as players get older and things like that. And you get a lot of draft, and you have rookie contracts that are cheap. So the first 3 years we had Patrick Mahomes, it didn't cost us much.
Yeah, no. You paid for it the next one.
And then we paid for it.
Yeah.
I didn't realize that it wasn't the same as soccer, where you could just buy and sell players and players went on the market and stuff like that.
No. Baseball.
Because if Liverpool win the Premier League, obviously we get a huge monetary incentive for winning it. Like the champions get paid more, they get sponsorship deals, they get TV rights, they get all that stuff. So it's like the lower teams, especially if we have the FA Cup, which is for every lower league team has a chance to get to the big league. They have an incentive to play good and to sign better players throughout the season to compete so that they can win that money. So yeah, it's interesting that you guys don't do it that way.
Yeah, I mean, baseball's that way in that's why you see the big market teams win repetitively, like the LAs and San Francisco's and New York and those guys, because they have more money to spend. But at the same time, if your club does well, then you can, reinvest a lot of that revenue stream that comes in from merchandising and everything else, ticket sales, all that, and then spend more on players and so forth.
I think the people that own the Red Sox own Liverpool Football Club as well. I think it's the same owners.
Deep pockets. Charles, that's funny because you have your thumb like this, and it keeps.
Yeah, it's because he's on Apple. If you do like the bullhorns, you get loads of like lasers and all sorts. I think you have to do double bullhorn. There you go.
Look at you.
And then you can do hearts, you can do all sorts of stuff with it. It's crazy.
Or it won't, and you just look silly.
Yeah.
Yeah. You guys followed this. First of all, shout out RIP to one of my favorite actors, Gene Hackman.
Yeah,
Love
that's
that guy. Have you guys been following that?
No, I heard that there was a weird, like him and his wife and his dog were found, which was kind of
Yeah.
weird. I don't know anything about it though.
Several days, like a week and a half after they passed, they were found.
Jesus.
Yeah,
Oh,
they,
okay.
they were pretty
What's up, Kenneth?
they were pretty set in death when they were found.
Yeah. So did you see the report today? How that all played out?
I read a little bit of it, but then I got busy at work and put my phone away. So what's up, Blaze?
What up, Blaze? Heard there's a giveaway. So
Giving away your booty, Blaze.
So Gene was 95. His wife was in her 60s. And then, so the series of events, because it was very odd that all three, the husband, wife, and dog were all found dead, right?
Yeah.
And it turns out that the wife was very active and on cameras and responding to emails and corresponding with people up until the 11th, and then everything stopped. And so the thought is that she passed away on the 11th. And it was found that it was due to this rare illness that's caused by that can be passed from animals to humans, and it's from rodent like mice and whatever else. Yeah. And so she got sick, and then as a result of and meanwhile, as she's sick, but before she passes, she had taken the dog to have a surgery at the vet. So she comes home, dog goes in the kennel to recover, dog's in the kennel, she gets sick and dies. He's 95. Turns out that he had severe Alzheimer's.
Yeah.
And had heart conditions and a failing kidney and all these other things. And so he lived another 5 days. But wasn't, it sounded like maybe he wasn't with it.
Wasn't coherent enough to realize what was going on.
Right. Maybe didn't know she had passed, whatever. But then ultimately his heart gives out. He dies, and the dog's just left in the cage.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And then a week later, everybody's found all at the same time. Like crazy.
I know it's real life, but that sounds like you were just describing a movie.
It's the most traumatic storm. I don't want to say perfect storm. That's the traumatic storm possible. That series of events to happen that way, insane.
Yeah.
It was a very weird situation. Because, at first you're kind of like, wait, all three of them found at the same time? What's really going on? A week later? But then as it all comes out, it's like all natural causes other than the dog.
Yeah.
Just
I figured it was going to be something, to do with just old age or, maybe somebody said possibly a gas leak at first,
right.
Carbon monoxide maybe, because that would kill the dog too. And but it just the longer it took to figure out what happened, I'm like, this is going to be a weird situation. There's something weird going on here.
Yeah.
And I guess they didn't have kids or what? They didn't have anybody checking on them.
Well, that's I don't know if they had kids or not, but yeah, nobody checking on. Well, but keep in mind that she was in her 60s.
So she was still,
she's still fine. She's getting around okay. She just got some random, and I guess it's not only in, but most of the cases, if maybe only cases, I don't know, are in Arizona. So it's this weird random mystery illness that very few people get, but it's got a 50% chance of, I think 48% of people die that contract it.
Wow.
Jesus.
It's crazy.
Blaze, stay indoors, bro. Stay indoors.
Yeah. And stay away from dogs if you have one, please.
Don't be licking any lampposts.
And when they searched, they tested the house, and the house was fine, but there were some outbuildings that had that were believed to have maybe housed this virus from rodents, from mice, or whatever else. And then when you think about it can be passed from animal to human, it was probably the dog to the out in the backyard or whatever else. And
wow.
I'm speculating on all that, but that's what it sounded like.
Yeah. It's
just one of those things
that-
where
yeah.
you at first glance, it's one of those like this is going to be a massive conspiracy. Nobody's going to believe that this was natural. That because how is that possible? And then when the facts come out, you're like, wow, that's crazy.
When you hear the truth, it's like, oh, okay. It still doesn't make sense, but I guess it does.
Right. I mean,
kind of like you said, it's that perfect storm situation.
Yeah. That they said with his Alzheimer's, it's hard to tell whether he knew what was going on or didn't know what was going on, because they only really know that from the testing his brain post-mortem, so
exactly,
it's crazy.
That's
But R.I.P.
If you want to know more conspiracy stories, then check out Jeremy's channel. He's got more conspiracy stories on the channel.
Yeah. The great actor. Some of my favorite movies he was in.
Yes. Who was it? Hoosiers. That was a great one. Tombstone. Yeah.
I loved. Now I'm not going to remember the name of it, but with Will Smith, and it was the where he was the conspiracy theory guy, but then it turned out that they bugged him, and what the hell was the name of that?
11 Pounds.
No. Let me find out here. Gene Hackman, Will Smith.
Get your mouth on my head.
Enemy of the State.
Oh yeah, great movie.
Great movie.
Yeah, good one.
Yeah, that's on the list. Definitely. Speaking of movies, Charles, what did you think of Venom? I know you messaged me the other day saying you were watching the new Venom movie. What did you think of it? I also watched it this week.
So honestly, I fell asleep. Halfway through. That's how good it was.
Oh, yikes!
Okay.
Yeah, I've never really dove down the Venom rabbit hole. So going into this movie, I really didn't know what Venom was. I mean, I knew Venom, Eddie Brock. I knew the story, but and it was just, I don't know. It was the beginning of it was just like a comedy almost. Anybody who's seen it probably understands what I'm saying. I don't remember when I watched it, if I was sick yet or if it was before I started feeling bad, but I literally fell asleep halfway through it. I woke up and something else was on. So
I liked it. I thought it was the best one of the three. I thought it was the best one of the three.
Okay.
I actually really enjoyed the story of it. It was fun. The trailers did give away a lot, like the horse and stuff like that, but it was fun. I would definitely say this is a controversial fucking statement from me. It's not as good as Deadpool 3. Deadpool 3 was the best movie that I've seen this year on Marvel, or last year, whatever it was.
Yeah, write that down, Charles.
I've stood on that. I've stood on that pillar for a long time. I've said it was better than House of the Dragon at season 2. I said it was really, really good. It was a great movie. But that Venom movie was fun. Maybe I would say give it another chance, because once all the other ones start actually becoming like Venom form, because when in part of the movie they're just in glass jars as like weird symbiotes, but like later into the movie they actually become actual Venom characters and they do fight, and it's pretty cool. I didn't know there was a female one. I'm like, what? There's a female Venom? Okay.
Venomous,
yeah. It was interesting. It was an interesting movie.
Yeah. Venomous Prime. Yeah.
And then another movie I watched, because I watched quite a lot of movies this week, Joker 2.
Okay. That Joaquin Phoenix?
Yeah, the worst movie I've seen this year. Hated it.
No, okay.
Hated it. The plot line was about 20 minutes of the end of the first movie. It just took 2 hours because they sang songs every fucking 5 minutes.
Oh. So it's more of a musical.
It is a musical, yeah. And it's a weird contrast going from the depressed, serious clown in the first one to then singing in the second one. I don't get it. Yeah, it was interesting.
It's a joke.
Mitchie and I are talking about going to the movies tomorrow. I just looked up what was playing in our local theater, and there's like 25 screens or something, and I've never heard of any of them.
Wow.
Plus,
Oscars has just finished, so it's a real bad time to go to the movies.
it's Oscars, yeah, so they're gonna play everything they can get. Yeah.
The only thing
And
that I
Oscars is gonna
saw
go.
that I do that I would say I know, but I don't know is it's called The Monkey, and it's based on the Stephen King.
I've seen the trailers. Yeah, it looks good.
So that's the only
Oh
thing.
yeah, that does
know-
look good.
I know the concept, but I haven't seen any previews or anything.
Yeah.
I didn't know it was a movie.
And
I started watching the Oscars the other night. Yeah, that was
an
interesting.
experience. Yeah, that's an experience.
Yeah.
You're brave because even I didn't watch that. I won't watch
Well,
that Travel of Courage.
Christy said something about it was supposed to be an interesting start beginning or something. So I turned it on and we were watching it a little bit. And then she went up and she went in the bedroom. I'm like, "Are you gonna watch it?" She's like, "Nope." I'm like, "I'm not either." Click. I turned it off. I'm like, "Oh, I'm done."
Who hosted it? Was it still Jim
Conan. Conan O'Brien.
Conan?
Yeah, if you can
No.
find the beginning clip with, I believe, and I may be completely wrong here, I believe it's Demi Moore and him. It's so disturbing that small children would have
Interesting.
nightmares.
I did see
I
a
believe
clip
it's
where they were
Demi Moore.
trying to do 2025 lingo, where they were like, "We're down with the kids, yo," and we are straight
Yeah.
flow. And I'm like, "What are the
So
fuck are these
crazy.
guys doing?" Yeah, it's
So
like
crazy.
boomers trying to act like millennials.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah.
So cringy.
I would rather watch the Super Bowl halftime show again than the Oscars, and that's saying something.
I saw a clip today where they put a different song behind the music, so they played the video but put a different song, and it was some of the funniest shit I've ever seen.
Mhm.
Oh yeah.
Because
I'm always sharing on my Instagram stories that when they like the sloth dance in
Mhm.
Ice Age, and there's a Shrek dance, they all match so well to his music.
Yeah.
So it's crazy. But yeah, I haven't seen the other way around, so you'd have to start sharing them.
Nice.
Yeah, it was a cartoon movie of some kind. Oh no, it was the DuckTales theme song intro,
Oh my gosh.
and it went perfectly with all the dance moves. It was great.
Oh, I have to see that.
It was fantastic.
Nice. Like I forgot to put my thumb up.
Did
Yeah.
you see Nosferatu yet, Jeremy?
No, and it's not at the theaters anymore, so I'm gonna have to check it out at home.
It is
Okay.
on. It's on a streaming service.
Probably Max.
The Apple or Max?
I'll let you know. I'll have to look. But I saw it the other night, and I was gonna watch it and then I was like, "Oh, I'll probably have to pay for it."
Yeah.
No, it was included in the system. So, like,
Okay.
I gotta watch that. I'll have to find it.
Yeah, I need to
I did
see
a
that.
review of the movie after it. It was a good movie.
I need to be wide awake when I start it, though.
Agreed. Yeah.
Has
it was a good
anybody
movie.
seen the new Captain America yet?
No.
Only Captain America
Heard-
I've seen are the two bitty pops you pulled.
I know.
So
That was so weird.
has he had
I was like, what?
serum yet?
What's that?
Has he had the super serum yet? This new Captain America guy. Well, then he's not Captain America. He's just a guy in spandex.
Exactly.
Because he's not a super soldier. He's not got the super serum inside him that made it what Captain America was. Like they seem to say the shield is what made him what it was, but for me it wasn't. It was the injection that he was given that made him super soldier.
Yeah, because Steve Rogers couldn't pick up the shield without the serum.
Exactly. So I don't know. I don't quite like the new Captain America because he's not Captain America to me.
No.
I don't even know what you guys are talking about. So,
You've seen Endgame, right? Where you get Old Man Cap and he hands the shield over.
no, I haven't seen Endgame.
What?
Yeah, I haven't seen any of them.
That would be an absolutely fantastic journey for you to do one day.
That's not true. What's the first one in that Endgame? What is it?
Iron Man.
I don't know. I've seen one of them, and it was decent, but not my.
I don't. Yeah, there's a lot. But it's good up to Endgame, and then it teeters off really bad, and it's been bad since.
I think I have a real hard time with movies depicting comics, that kind of thing. Like, I'm not a big fan of any of the DC movies. Not a fan of most of the Marvel movies. I think I just like what I grew up on.
Yeah.
The imagination of what you believe the character to be.
Yeah.
Okay. Did you like the Batman movies when they were out, or no?
Or like I grew up watching the Adam West Batman, and so yeah. So did I like the first Batman with Jack Nicholson and Michael Keaton and all those guys? Yes. Danny DeVito. Did I like any of the rest of them? Did I like any of the rest of them? No, not really.
They went downhill after the originals, yeah, for sure.
I disagree. The Dark Knight trilogy is the best Batman.
Yeah, but I wasn't a big fan of the Dark Knight.
I get that.
It's just a whole different movie. It's very dark. And when you grow up on, Adam West and the Boom Pow and all that stuff, it's very more cartoony, comic-y. Yeah. And so to take that dark turn, it's sort of like, the Joker movies the second one you just watched, but that first one even, it's just a very dark take on who the Joker is.
Mm-hmm.
True.
Yeah, it's people pulling apart certain personalities and mannerisms of the character that we know that we were given off the comic, and then taking it to an extreme with today's, mental health issues and all that kind of stuff. Like none of that was a thing back in the day,
Right. And I think that had I not watched all that when I was a kid, that I probably would have loved those. Right. I mean, every movie standalone, I enjoy. Well, I like to watch movies without that preconceived whatever notion as to what it's going to be. And so if I can do that, then I typically like a movie. But if I go in thinking like, oh, I read this book, or oh, I grew up watching this, then the movies just never quite make it.
It's interesting you say that. It is really interesting you say that.
I think you probably agree with
I like comic movies that I've never read the comics of.
Yeah, exactly. And I think you could probably see the other side of it with Game of Thrones, where you did read it all and you watch it and you're like, I mean, it's good. Yeah, it's good, but it's not what I created in my brain with that storyline.
Yeah.
I love the Marvel stuff, but I've never read a comic book.
Putting that stuff to the back of my mind for another 12 months because I don't even want to think about season 3 yet.
And I'm a bit funny that way too. Like I remember, shout out to Rob, when one of the more recent Texas Chainsaw Massacre movies came out. I'm a huge horror fan, and it's like I loved the movie by itself, just as a movie. But then when Rob put it into perspective of like the storyline and the character arc of Leatherface and how it doesn't work within the storyline, he's right. But my brain hadn't just connected all the dots. Like I wasn't looking at it that way. I was just looking at this one movie where he just goes crazy and kills everybody with a chainsaw.
Yeah.
So. Yeah,
it was a good movie, but it was just way out there.
Yeah. Didn't follow any storylines. It didn't match well with what
They made it very.
You're gonna watch Final Destination. Is it 8 or 9?
I think it's 38.
Yeah.
It's
watched a YouTube video yesterday. Shout out to the channel Let Me Explain. I found that recently. Great YouTube channel. He literally goes through the whole storyline and he explains it in chronological order how the Final Destination movies works, and it's fantastic how they call it all back. Like there's some movies I've watched that are in the franchise that I didn't spot was the reason as to why. I was like, oh, this one's set before the first movie, and this one ends at the start of the first movie. I didn't even I was like, what's going on?
Nice. What's up,
Mark.
Schaefer?
Hey, Mark. What's up, buddy?
Good to see some familiar faces in the chat.
Yeah, I like when a series, and you see it more in horror than you see it in any other genre, but you'll see it like the originals and they're really good, and then they just bastardize it, right? And they just build it out, and you just have more and more, and they just keep doing it for money grabs and all that stuff. And then eventually, years down the road, somebody takes it and goes, "We're bringing it back. We're going back to the roots. We're going to create this new thing that pays tribute to the original." And then suddenly, I love that kind of thing, because Final Destination just got out there, right? It just became a gore fest, or a let's see what kind of crazy stuff. Same with Saw and those kind of movies.
Yeah,
And eventually somebody brings them back and says, "Let's go back to the origins. Let's start over." I like that.
Yeah, it feels like there's now way too many genres within horror or gore, or like now it's some movies are undefinable as to where they sit in the horror line. Because I wouldn't really say that Final Destination was a horror film. I'd say it was
well, it kind of is.
That's what I'm saying. It's weird.
Gore. Yeah, it is for the factor of gore, but outside of that, it's more of a thriller. I don't know.
Thriller, psychological one, because it plays with your head. Yeah. It's interesting.
You could say the same thing about Saw, right? That's a psychological, but it's also a complete gore horror fest movie.
Yeah.
They all play with your brain a little bit. I mean, that's the whole point of a horror movie. So, unless you're like the original Terrifier, and then you're just all about how much blood and gore can we do. And
hey, PDX.
What's up, PDX? Yeah, I mean, there's I heard a knock at the door.
Oh, here we go.
Did it work this time?
Ding dong.
Let's make it work. Let's make it work.
Is it working?
Is it? You tell me.
Is it?
No.
Count to 3.
No, damn. I don't understand.
What the heck?
1, 2, 3. No.
Holy cow.
Damn it, man. I wonder what's happening.
That was more than 6, I think.
I don't understand.
Yeah.
Blood Saw is so funny. Exactly.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Is that the popcorn bucket?
Love that. That's fantastic.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Great.
That is awesome.
That's fantastic. Goes right there with that.
Nice.
Crazy stuff we do to ourselves.
How many hours do you have in that Tennessee so far?
5 or 6.
Not bad.
Look at Deadpool.
What the heck is that? Oh my gosh.
Is that Baby Pool?
Yeah, it's a popcorn bucket. That is sick.
What in the world?
That is awesome. Well, we know where Randy's been, the movie theater. That is cool.
That's fantastic. That's fantastic.
Love it. Love it. Randy, you need to come out more often. Viewers come to the stream when you're here, bro.
I know.
Yeah.
Oh.
Great.
He's like, bye.
He's out. He's like, I can't hear you guys.
That's crazy. We'll have to see what's going on there.
Crazy, crazy.
I'm even on my phone and I don't have a lag at all. I don't think I do.
No. I think I've got a little bit of a lag. I'm all right.
It feels like that delay between YouTube and StreamYard.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know.
That's Randy talking in the chat, guys, saying sorry, it's just come up as me because we're on stream.
Oh, I was like, what's happening? Why are you guys sorry? I got
Don't
you.
be silly, Randy. We understand technical issues.
Oh yeah. Yeah. We're just glad you came on, man.
Yeah, good to see your face.
Yes.
Get you an IT
yeah.
department.
He is alive. He's good.
Yeah.
Search party can go home. Yeah.
Well, we don't really know. That could all have been pre-recorded.
That could have been.
Based on that.
Yeah.
Still send the search party out.
It's still so search funny. Yeah. So Funko had that big sale. I know this is going to be controversial. Did anybody buy anything? The big soda sale the other day? I did.
I learned from you.
Oh yeah, I bought 12 mystery sodas.
It's $3 a
How'd that-
piece, right?
350. It's
How'd
like
that-
$3.50 a piece, something like that.
How'd that work out for you?
Oh, fantastic. Fantastic.
Schaefer
Someone
says,
asked in the chat, what's Funko?
Yeah. Yeah, what's Funko?
Look, we went
Um,
all the way
yeah.
from what's an NFT to what's
What's in a
Funko.
box?
yeah, exactly. No, I'm gonna put that video out tomorrow. How good it was. So stay tuned.
Excellent.
I have some decisions to make. Let me put it that way.
Excellent.
But no, I just thought I'd ask because I'm sitting here looking at them. It's pissing me off as I'm looking at them. They shouldn't. They're pieces of plastic.
I've been.
So speaking
I'm a
of
little-
YouTube, how's YouTube going, Jeremy?
Yeah, let's talk about that YouTube channel thing you got going on over there.
well, so my problem is I've stalled out on content, but I've just started a bunch of stuff, but I haven't really finished anything. I haven't put anything new out there lately. But the status update is
Mark Schaefer
4,400.
says, my collection is now 6 pops and 2 sodas.
Nice.
Wow.
That's crazy.
4,419 subscribers.
Sweet. Nice.
And,
Wow. We need the
and
guys to come and go, wow.
Wow.
My highest viewed video has 127,000 views.
Let's fucking go. That's sick.
Yeah, pretty
Let's
exciting.
go.
Well
That's
done.
awesome. That's awesome.
So I found it. I figured I can't say I figured out, but I cracked the code with that one video. I'm trying to figure out how I did it so that I can crack the code with other videos. But the channel's doing really well. It's growing significantly every day with subscribers. So it's slowed down because that video has slowed down. But I need to put out new content. The whole point is if you're not consistent with putting out content, YouTube's not going to send your stuff out there to recommend.
Yeah.
And that's on me.
And I know it's not just that one video, but like, what would you say percentage-wise that video was brought to the channel? Like, took you from small time to monetized, right? That one video.
That one video took me to monetize. Yeah. I mean, I have a lot of videos that are in the 15 to, 5 to 15,000 range. But
it's crazy how one video can have so much effect on the channel,
yes,
Nearly 5,000 subs. Mark Schaefer says, which channel, Jeremy?
it is called J&M Bedtime Stories. And so I average about I don't know, 60 to 70 views per hour, which is solid. And then,
1 a minute.
And average about $10 a day in revenue. Oops.
Pretty cool.
But yeah, J&M Bedtime Stories, and what we do is it's just to fall asleep to scary stories, or fall asleep to true crime, or fall asleep to something on that, So it's like rain background, or maybe a fire or something, and then just me telling stories. The number one comment I get is that, now I don't know that it benefits me, but the number one comment I get is that people are happy to find something that's not AI voiced over, that is a real person.
Yeah. Makes sense.
Having said that, there's some channels that are 10 times my size that or 100 times my size that are AI generated. So it's nice that I found a little carving out of it, but is there a bigger population that just prefer the AI?
I think you're in the right population, because I do think that one day, I don't think it's anytime soon, but I do think one day there'll be a crackdown on a lot of AI content on YouTube.
Yeah.
And a lot of it will probably get taken down, or there'll be some new rule that comes out where you can only, you know what I mean? There'll be something crazy in the future. And I think that you'll sit in that pocket of, you're not AI, so you're going to survive, and then you'll be able to climb that everything falls off onto you then.
Or it'll go the other way. I mean, AI is everything right now, right? Like, they might just fully embrace it and be like, go for it. I don't know. It is weird because the idea that I can put my script into an AI software that reads it out perfectly the first time, no edits, and you just, instead of writing 1984 for 1984, you have to spell out 1984. But so there's minimal changes. So you just upload the script and it spits it out perfectly. Is fantastic versus my God, it takes me hours. Like it'll be an hour-long video that I record, and it'll take me 2 hours to edit it because I screw up so much. And
if you're going to go down the AI route, maybe, well, not saying you are going to go down the AI route, but if you can now upload your voice to AI so that they use your likeliness and your words to say your own script, which is kind of crazy because you don't even, you're like, damn, it can say anything for me,
The bad part is that the inflections come at the wrong spots and the pauses happen at the wrong time. So there's some weird things you got to work out. But honestly, after the first 10 minutes, if your video is designed to put people to sleep, then your 15 minutes and longer doesn't matter. I mean, I've listened to stuff. I've been wide awake or woke up in the middle of a video and been listening to it and been like, that doesn't even make sense. But I would have just slept through the whole thing and watched it all. Yeah. So
it's such a smart tactic for the algorithm of YouTube to do something like that, because if you can get someone to fall asleep to watch your content, your video is just going to play, and you could be a 7-hour video, and your retention graphs must be amazing because someone just falls asleep 10 minutes in, and then they don't even know they listened to the rest for 7 hours.
And it is the number one. It is the top highest paid format of all videos on YouTube. Is the crime stories, true crime, horror stories, scary stories, all that.
One niche,
That not the click through rate, but the CPM. Yeah, CPM is the highest of any other genre.
Wow,
it's crazy.
Yeah, that is insane.
Yeah,
because like financial and all that kind of stuff, that's up there. Educational's up there with CPM costs.
Yeah,
it's mad. It's mad.
Awesome.
Well done on the channel. I hope that you get to. What's your goal for this year for the channel? 10K.
For this year, 10K. Although I think if I start actually doing, I think I'll probably revise that because I should be at 5 by
tomorrow.
No, but in the next couple of weeks, and then we're in March. I mean, we could be 12 or 13. I don't want to overshoot it, but at the same time, if I start actually posting content regularly, I could see an uptick in it. So, and you don't know. I mean, shit, I got 2,000 subscribers in like 6 weeks in the early stages. So you just never know.
Although people with BDIs will already see a play button on display in Jeremy's background.
You betcha. You betcha.
See if you can find that channel.
It comes up. It still comes up. I just renamed it, but it's still there. It pulls up. It pulls up the bedtime stories channel.
Yeah, I posted the reselling challenge stuff with Charles, and I get good views again. I feel like it's the old days. Good views for me, and then I do a Game of Thrones edit that takes me 2 months to make, and I get 12 views. It's a dagger in the heart every time, but I do it for love. I think I've been saying that in the descriptions of the videos. Like, I'm going to keep doing these things whether you guys watch them or not. I've been talking to people in the descriptions of the videos and just been like, I like doing these. I have fun on the couch and I edit them, so I'm going to keep doing them. There's like, I think I just uploaded part 4, and I think I've got like 27 different videos to make for all different characters. And I've just finished the Starks. They are good. If people like the Game of Thrones, you should watch them. I know I'm blowing my own trumpet, but they are pretty good. I do tell a story.
They're great videos. That's the thing. They're great videos. It's just it is always the more work. I feel like the more work anybody puts into a video, it's just one of those things.
Yeah, I agree.
But you don't know. I mean, a year from now, they could just boom, and you
Well,
get
yeah, it's not Game of Thrones season right now. So yeah, I get you.
yeah.
You could put one out there that everyone watches, and they're like, "Hey, well, I wonder what else this guy's got." And, yeah,
And I know how to get views on Game of Thrones. I can just spoil season 3 House of the Dragon. I make those. I can make those videos, and I know they'll get views. I'm
Yep.
going to tell you what happens in episode 1. I'm going to tell you what happens in episode 2, and I'll get hated.
But you are kind of selling ice cream in the middle of winter right now.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah,
I mean, like we're not in season, so when
no,
We're
we're just about to come into the new the Hedge Night show. That's coming up in June.
that's going to be cool.
that's
Yeah, I
usually
can't
when we
wait.
cut our hedges. Is about June, July. Yeah.
What did we find out about Arya? Is that a thing for real, or is was that a
don't think
band
so.
prediction?
I haven't seen anything confirmed. I think they were just because George R. R. Martin was in the UK, and I think they were seen maybe talking, and they were at a meeting with each other. People just blow things up out of proportion. I haven't seen anything confirmed.
Yeah.
But I still think we'll get GTA 6 before we get Winds of Winter, so we're good.
I believe that wholeheartedly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's when we get Winds of Winter, guys. This Ryan Milky 14 channel is just going to be me reading the book. I'm just going to go record me reading page after page. I'm going to read the whole book on YouTube because I've waited so long for this damn book.
You just
So-
start at the beginning and read.
Yeah, I'm going to. Mr. Beast counted to 1 million and got how many subs from it? I'll just read.
Yeah. So there was a Stephen King was in the middle of the Dark Tower series, I think, and he had an accident, a serious accident, and it kind of jacked him up and whatever else. And then he came out of that and he wrote the rest of the series, and the rest of the series was trash, literally trash. And
Right.
so you worry that like he gets 75% of it done, and then something happens, and then all of a sudden somebody comes in and ghost writes the last 25%, and you have Game of Thrones season finale.
Yeah.
That would be my
Yeah.
biggest concern. If he doesn't shit or get off the pot, or paint or get off the ladder, whatever you want to say, somebody else is going to
That-
finish that
yeah.
book for him.
The book stops. The show stops at season 5, at the point of John at the wall for the watch. I'm being very vague, but for the watch, that's where the books stop. So there's like so much TV show after that we got that was good. That I still would like some stuff to be in it, but some stuff needs to not be in it. And I feel
Yeah.
like he shot himself in the foot by having the show come out and giving those rights away. And he's seen the reaction to the ending that was they made, and he might be similar. Because I know he gave them the job if they could tell him a certain thing about the end of the show, and they got it right. And there was the connection there. So I just think he's probably afraid. Like, I don't know. Maybe it will come out once he's passed. And I hate saying that, but that's probably what's going to happen.
As a writer, I don't know, because I'm not one. But to me, it would be difficult. I feel like it would be difficult now, having seen your work put into vision. So like now I'm trying to write something that somebody's already done, and I have that influence in my brain, dragging me away from the storyline that I could be creating, but I can't because I can't get this out of my head. I get it. I mean, I'd be in a bad spot if I was him trying to figure it out.
Yeah. I don't know. It's depressing, but we'll get there one day.
Yeah.
One day it'll come out.
Somebody brought up Mr. Beast counting to 1 million. Did you guys watch Beast Games?
Yeah, I did. Loved it.
It's pretty solid.
Loved it.
That was really good.
I'm not a huge Beast fan, but I love that show.
That was really
I liked
good. I loved how it just made, I mean, you just sat and wondered every episode, like, what would I do?
Yeah.
It's so.
Yeah.
You need to watch
he was
Yusuf
brilliant.
on YouTube. He had exclusive back behind the scenes footage for every episode, and they're an hour long vlogs, and he's on set, and it's brilliant. You need to watch those to get extra
Yeah.
stuff for the show.
Yeah.
So you were put in the position of the 4 people up on the tower offered $1 million. Would you have taken it or kept playing?
I mean, at any point in that game
Mhm.
where there's, how many people started? 1,000 or something crazy?
1,000.
So 1,000 people start the game, and the top prize is $5 million. If at any point in time they offer me $1 million, I'm taking it.
Yeah.
I don't understand how anybody didn't click that button or slam that button.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know if you've seen the aftermath, but the guy that won it only came away with 4.2 after taxes.
After taxes,
and he won 10 million.
Yep.
And he came away with 4.2, which is pretty crazy. So if you took $1 million, you're going to come away with what? 400,000?
It's about.
So then it's worth staying in the game.
Usually, it's 50 to 60% you're going to take home.
Yeah, you should get about 600,000.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so then, then you've got to weigh that up in. Like, if you're playing beast games in the UK, and this is what he should do next season, he should move it away from America. I'm genuinely serious because of the tax that comes from it. If you're going to be good to your contestant, put it in a place where they get lower taxed. And I don't know if it'll make any difference when they bring the money into the country when they go back home, but it's still.
The guy still walked away with $4.5 million, right? So
exactly.
But it's just the promotion of the show. The biggest, he gets the world record for the $10 million prize fund. But nobody ever won $10 million. You know what I mean?
I mean, he did, but yes, I get your point, 100%. Anywhere else in the world, if it's not taxable or if it's taxed at a different, in a different way.
We all watch Squid Game. She goes to the end and sees that 336 million in the bank. It's not tax deducted. It's there. Right. That's what they were playing for.
Right.
So it's just those little things that production wise, it's like, oh, that bugged me. But great show, loved it.
Yeah, I thought it was brilliant, and I like a lot of I don't like everything that he does, but I like a lot of those kind of challenges where it puts people to the test of what would you do in this situation, and when it's you versus 1,000, like the odds of you winning are 1 in 1,000. If you get offered $1 million and your family's sitting at home, they're looking at you like, what do you mean you're not going to hit that button?
Exactly.
This is life changing for us. 600. I don't care if it's 600,000 after taxes. That's life changing money.
Yeah, and you're not. How crazy is it? The final two were standing next to each other in the 1,000 queue. They were both standing next to each other.
Yeah. And you see how fast it turns. You see how fast, like the one guy who doesn't hit the button, who everybody loved, and then he's on the train tracks and everybody hated him, and he goes home with nothing, literally nothing.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So it's, I mean, I don't know. I would have been in a hard spot the whole time. At that point where they were all in the separate houses and they came out one at a time and got to pick from that $1 million and everybody got to take a certain amount. That was a hard one because I would have absolutely been like toe the line, $100,000 each, $100,000.
Yeah. Yeah.
I would have absolutely.
I really thought that's the way it was going to go, and then when the first one didn't, I'm like, oh, those last 3 or 4 people are screwed.
Yeah, when that second guy, because the first girl came out and took 100, but the second guy came out and took like 223 or something. He's like, oh, it's my number. Yeah. I was like, oh, okay, this isn't going to go. And then the third guy was like, oh, that's just a dick move.
Yeah,
that was pretty rough.
And then he's like,
stand up with Big Brother and Survivor and all those because they're yearly shows, aren't they? Big Brother, Survivor, CBS, all that kind of stuff. Could you see the Beast Games rivaling those and being a yearly show?
I think I've already heard that they're working on a second one. They're bringing it. Yeah.
But like Big Brother's season 57 and Survivor's 46 or something. Like it's crazy, isn't it? How much they've got the backing and the support of the network.
Yeah, it just depends on where the money's coming from. I don't know what the show as a whole generated. So depending on, I mean, it's not unfathomable to think that it was probably one of the top rated shows to watch. It probably brought in hundreds of millions. So for a $10 million prize pool, it's probably not crazy.
Yeah. But maybe it'll go the other way and Big Brother and that'll go to Amazon and go off you know what I mean?
Yeah. But who's really putting up that money? I mean, is Jimmy putting up that money or is the network putting up that money?
He lost like 200 million or something.
I think he put up the money for the first one.
Yeah.
I just don't know if that's
good point.
Be the case moving forward. If you were going to make that an annual series, I don't think he could come out of pocket for that.
No, I don't think he could do that every year. No.
Yeah.
And then he's obviously got a battle as whether it's his show anymore. Because if he's the one doing it out of his pocket, that stays true to the original Mr. Beast way of he was. Whereas if it's an Amazon show and he's just the host, like Howie Mandel from Deal or No Deal, and he's just the host, then I don't think it'd still feel the same. So, and it's interesting because Charles has never watched Mr. Beast videos. He doesn't like watching Mr. Beast YouTube, but he loved Beast games. And Jeremy, you've watched a lot of Mr. Beast videos. Yeah. I feel like it was a step up from his YouTube content. You could definitely tell there was a big step up. Because I've seen every Mr. Beast video, and all of them are high production and really good. But this was just another level. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, there are videos that Mr. Beast does that are similar in a singular challenge. Like if you do these things, then you're going to win this, but it's one guy or two, whatever. It's not people competing against each other, or there's all these people competing against each other, but it's still only one event. Like you can't leave the circle.
Yeah. Don't take your hand off
right.
Yeah.
And I think what catches me on most of those is because he brings in all these other, streamers or people that I know, like Laser Beam or whoever, and except I can't stand iShow Speed.
I was going to say iShow Speed. Lachlan.
Yeah. Lachlan, those guys. I mean, when he brings in all those guys, it's fun to see because you're like, oh, I know that guy, and but at the same time, you're kind of like, well, those guys don't need the Ferrari. Let somebody else. But I think a lot of them are pretty. I don't know. I've liked most of his videos, but I'm also probably a bigger Ryan Trahan fan.
Yeah, Penny Trade was really good.
The Penny was great
as well. I was shocked to find that the Ryan Trahan Penny challenge is on Amazon.
Yeah.
I was shocked to see that. It was interesting to see how another platform took YouTube content and monetized it another way, because it's a free series on YouTube, but it's on Amazon as well.
Yeah.
Weird.
I like his stuff outside that Penny series too. I mean, I love the roots of that, but when he gets into I visited all the 1-star hotels or 5-star, whatever. I took
bad reviews.
Yeah.
Karen said the floor was wet. He goes to the hotel, sees the floor's dry, and goes, "Karen, you're wrong."
Right. I mean, and he's just he's so awkward that it's like a lovable awkward. That's what I like about him. It's because he's just
not just because he's called Ryan, no.
Not only because, but that's a big part of it.
Yeah, exactly. I thought so.
Got to show love for the Ryans,
of course. Definitely. Speaking of Ryan's, Ryan Meetup on Instagram are having their second annual meetup. I think it's in Boston this time. Check it out on Instagram. If you are called Ryan, check it out. If you are not called Ryan, you are not allowed to check it out. Sorry, but it's an exclusive club. I've even got it written on my arm, guys. So just like a stamp.
Yeah.
Nice.
Okay.
It's the worst tattooed choice ever.
I don't know. I got clowns on my arm.
I think I did it when I was 16, and then I remembered I loved Game of Thrones and thought, okay, that's my savior arm. So I'll get a whole Game of Thrones sleeve one day from wrist to shoulder.
Yep. Find the right artist, man.
Oh yeah.
Well, I know a good artist. Charles, I need to ask you about this. I know, Jeremy, this is going to go way over your head. But Charles, how shocked were you when John Cena turned heel? Jeremy, I don't know if you know how much of an experience, how much of a big thing this is. John Cena turned heel. He's never been heel in his entire life of 25 years of wrestling. It's the biggest thing in the history of wrestling that people have always wanted. And he's never done it. And he did it last week. He kicked Cody Rhodes in the balls and teamed up with The Rock. Yeah. Charles, what did you think about that?
Honestly, I kind of expected it, because why else would he have been out there with The Rock and Cody at the same time? Something was up, And I don't know. It's just another turn, another twist. I've seen videos where kids are throwing all their John Cena stuff away and all that. And I'm like, Send it to me. I'll resell it. Come on. Here's my address. I gotta be this British guy in this challenge thing. No, I don't know. I kind of saw it coming. Just the way they were acting and everything, and
In the
I
moment, we saw it coming, but like, before we got to the elimination chamber, it was a. He's on his retirement tour. He's been wrestling for 25 years as the biggest good guy in the entire industry. He's made more Make-A-Wishes for children than any other star in history, not just wrestling, football, everything. He's done the most. And then this week on national TV, he kicks the biggest babyface in current wrestling in the balls. Like, for me, my jaw hit the fucking floor. I couldn't believe it. I was messaging you, like, oh my God, what's going on? It was insane. Yeah. There we go. Guys, that's our wrestling talk today. I know Jeremy is completely out of the blue.
I'll drink to it.
I got one more thing to say.
Go for it.
I got one more thing to say about wrestling.
Just pray for Mommy.
Yes, I'm very upset. Mommy lost. If she does need any consoling, my address is down below.
Be in the
anywhere you want. It's in the description. Just click on it. Yeah.
You gonna deal with Buddy afterwards or before or?
Yes.
Yeah, because you've got Buddy Murphy to deal with as well, her husband, the big ginger wrestler. No, Jeremy, if you don't know, Rhea Ripley lost the title on Monday Night Raw. A very shock defeat. They've been advertising Rhea Ripley as going against the winner of the Chamber at WrestleMania. And then Rhea Ripley went against Io Sky on Monday night and she lost the title. Very, very interesting. They don't do this usually.
No.
So,
I think I think the whole thing sets it up like you said, though, for the three-way women's match at WrestleMania for the belt. So,
yeah.
Or it could be even four-way. Jade Cargill comes out there, makes herself put into it too. So, damn.
Remember, we're still live. Remember, we're still live, and you're talking about four ways with Rhea Ripley and Jade Cargill.
I know.
Guys, if you are listening, the links are in the description.
Yeah.
We'll have to do a day, Jeremy. We'll have to get you on a WrestleMania night and just react to WrestleMania. Not watched it in years and just throw you in and say, right, it's on Netflix. It's free to watch.
Yeah,
see what you think.
I wouldn't have the slightest clue, but I would play along. Absolutely.
I don't know if this name will ring a bell, but they just announced Lex Luger into the Hall of Fame. I don't know if that rings a bell with you.
I think we should do the Mitchie Name That Pokemon WrestleMania version where, I won't know their names and I just guess their names.
That's a great idea.
Love it.
I could do that. I could put like 50 wrestlers on a wheel and then like it just flashes between them all and stops someone.
Yeah. 100%.
Okay. Or I could give you multiple choice. Name this wrestler, and the right one of them is right, but three of them aren't. Interesting. Stay tuned. We might come back for a Horseman WrestleMania edition, where Jeremy has to guess the wrestlers.
Guess the wrestlers.
Yeah, exactly. Bring the luau on for that one too. He'll enjoy that one.
Yeah, that's a good one. Yeah. You know I'm going to find wrestlers with syrup on them, right?
Of course you are.
Yeah.
Anything sticky.
Speaking of syrup, OCD collectibles, we miss you, brother.
Although I'm guessing that that four-way Charles was talking about might get a little sticky.
Just a little. Might have to get Carlos to do the.
I have a nervous eye twitch. Hold on, what?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll reach out to the Luau about that. Speaking of the Luau, check him out tomorrow. I think he said 2:30. He's got a badass mystery box going on right now. Guaranteed value, one pop mystery box. I think it's $80. The minimum is 90, and then it goes 100, 110, 130. I think the highest is 180.
Yeah.
Nice.
So yeah, check it out. That's tomorrow on Whatnot. He's going back on Whatnot tomorrow.
You know, I don't want to spoil his video, but you know, the most recent I don't know if that came out today, maybe the value, what's it really worth.
Yeah.
And that NFT Transformer Optimus Prime Gold Grail.
Yeah.
I mean, I thought I was going to regret selling that when I did, but I sold it for more back then than it's worth today.
Yeah.
So
Wow.
I'm glad I offloaded them when I did.
Are you still into the NFT game?
No, I haven't bought an NFT or Funko.
I was going to say, what happened? Didn't the recent one just sell out, the Toy Story one?
Yeah, that one actually did really, really well. I was
surprised.
I wasn't so much surprised that the IP sold out, because obviously Toy Story is a great IP.
Oh yeah.
For NFTs.
I was surprised with the molds. I didn't like any of the molds.
But it was a drop exclusive, and so it was a Disney drop exclusive, and a lot of packs. So I did not expect to sell out. I thought that the Grail was, or was it the Grail or the Royalty? I don't know what maybe Sid holding the Woody doll and the Buzz doll. I can't remember what it was, but one or two of them were really, really good molds.
Yeah. The baby head was the Grail, I think, and the other one, I think the other one was Royalty. Sid is Freddy holding
Freddy
Buzz
is Sid.
and Woody.
Yeah. I think that was pretty cool. Now, unfortunately, I got out of that game a while ago when it became clear that we had that 5 years ago. I guess it was 4 years ago. We had this whole push towards the metaverse, and everything was going to go virtual, and we were going to have these goggles, and we were going to do this and that, and people were buying land and buying NFTs and artwork and all that stuff. Like, that was everything. It was a huge deal. And then when crypto winter came, then all of a sudden it's just like everybody was just like, okay, yeah, well, we didn't, never mind, we're not going to do that.
Yeah.
And it just hasn't been a thing ever since. So everything that was pushing towards just got totally shit canned, and then we ended up with nothing. And we have these weird spikes. I still sell NFTs for $7 and $8 a piece. Some of those old Grails and some of the old original legendaries, and even some of the epics are selling for $1 or $2. So I mean, you can still get money out of them, and Lord knows I had enough of them.
Yeah. Well, I guess they're finally going to open the Drop Arcade this month, supposedly.
Yeah.
So we'll see how that works out.
The benefit for me is, because that's happening, people are going and buying up old stuff for that purpose, which is
just to get the numbers.
Instead of me holding on to everything to see what's going to happen, I'm just like, this is the time. Got to put it all, list everything, get it out there.
Charles, you still got your wallets?
Yeah, I don't even know I don't even know how to get into them anymore.
Did you sign in with Google Sign In? Maybe.
I don't remember. It's
maybe see if you can get in, because I might see if you can get into any of them, because we might do a series for the reselling challenge. We might do a digital week.
Yeah.
And we'll go on and we'll just sell some NFTs for a week and see what we we probably won't make anything, but we'll just put some NFTs up for sale for a week, and we'll do back like a challenge like we're doing with the series.
Okay.
Well, now that
I'll have to try to get in there.
now that it's on drop and it's USDC, that's so much better than Wax, because Wax was very volatile. It would go up and down. Whereas USDC, $1 is $1. I mean, it's just.
Oh yeah, I probably wouldn't even be able to take the money out. I'd just, if it says I earn $20 in there, I'll just put $20 in that fund and go, okay, that covers that. Balances the books.
It's possible. I was playing on a online casino the other night, an offshore casino that you can only get with cryptocurrency, and I used it wasn't Stake, it was a different site, but anyway, I put in like $200 worth of just old shit. I converted all to USDC and I put it in there, and I won like close to $2,000.
Nice.
And I thought, well, that's great, that's fine, because you'll never be able to cash it out. And so I tested it by cashing out 1,000, and within 10 minutes it transferred to my wallet. I cashed it out and transferred to my bank account, and I made the money. It's like I was shocked. Nice. So getting crypto out, USDC specifically, is very easy. So if you do sell some stuff, you can convert it to cash pretty easy.
Yeah, no, I think that's a good idea. Because I've got loads of old Max token heads that might be worth something. I've got an army. I've got an army of them.
Because they don't use him anymore, they might be. They might be worth more. In fact, I haven't even looked. Because I have all that in a different wallet I haven't opened in a year.
I have one of every Game of Thrones card, one of every House of the Dragon card. Yeah, like even after they redeemed, I just kept the whole set.
Yeah.
I have 84.76 wax in my atomic, which is a whopping $2.26.
God, I haven't been on it. I forgot Atomic Hub existed. That's still running?
I forgot about that name. I actually was thinking about my NFTs the other day, and I, for the life of me, couldn't think of Atomic Hub, and you just said it.
So I have.
I didn't end up in the other hub.
No, it says I only have 50 NFTs in here for $9.82.
Did you move some to drop?
I probably did. Well, a lot of them were kept over there because I didn't move them back over to.
Oh man, I have a ton of stuff.
I think drop was the one I was having trouble getting into.
Yeah, that's funny. I haven't looked at. Wow, I'm on my Atomic Hub now, and it's got like weird stuff. Mostly Street Fighter NFTs, but a ton of that Leaf Pop Century or whatever it was.
Yeah,
a lot of that too.
Yeah, I've got some signed Joe Exotic and that Daenerys Targaryen stuff. And shout out to Ryan. I was talking to Ryan the other day. TFT.
Yeah. Fish sticks.
Nice. Chatting to him. Yeah, fish sticks.
Yeah, I talked to him recently. He was the one that got me on the Pokemon thing, saying everything's hot right now.
Mm-hmm.
And then I tried to sell it. And I couldn't give it away. Actually, what's funny is I sold. No, I didn't sell it. I got on. I did a live stream. I did sell a bunch of cards, but in order to keep people in the stream, I kept doing these giveaways because I'm giving away a single card. Like that's a stamp. It's cheap. Like I should have been able to do that. But I gave away, I don't know, 6 or 7 things, and it cost me more money than I made.
Wow.
So I was
shouldn't cost you anything to do a giveaway. If it's digital, from one wallet to another, it shouldn't cost you anything.
Not digital.
Oh, okay.
Pokemon cards.
Well, yeah, you got a postage, yeah.
Yeah.
That's just a shame. I don't know. I went into my wax. I've got 0 wax, but I never really held anything in there. I've got loads of NFTs though.
I can't get into drop for some reason.
I got 147 max token heads in this wallet. You probably have more than that.
I forget how to even find it all.
What's up, quick?
So
Avatar is the next drop if anybody's interested.
Yeah, I saw that.
You have 149 max token heads.
149. Okay, you have 2 more than me. Nice. I still in this wallet, I still have 22,380 NFTs.
We could open a Bible in the future, a bloody library in the future.
Valued at $2,635, which is absolute horseshit.
Wow.
I couldn't sell that and make that for anything. What's up,
Quick Draw? Promotional stuff and putting it on Facebook for $1,000 quick sale right now. Buy my account. Someone will take it
for $1,000. I used to do it back in the day. People would sell me their entire inventory. I'd buy it for 25-30% of the value, but they'd have redeemables in it, you know?
Yeah. Be interesting to see how that works these days. Like if you still got to wait 3 months to get your pop and all that kind of stuff, and is it still 90 days and all that? That's crazy if it still is. Like they should have evolved that form. You should be able to redeem immediately, like as soon as you open it, you know, win it, redeem it, done. Not have to keep it in a wallet for so long.
I think it's still, well, I know that the standard rules apply as far as you have like whatever it
30-day
is,
snapshot, all that kind of stuff. Yeah.
90 days to collect, and then 30-day snapshot, and then it goes to shipping. But I still think they're well, I'll say I think they're still pretty long because we get stuff here for somebody else that we ship to them because they're out of the country, and they get a lot of that stuff, and it comes, and I'll open the box. It'll be from Drop, and we'll open it to repackage it, and I'll be like, oh my God, that came out like a year ago.
Yeah.
So it's still pretty long.
Crazy.
Yeah. And shout out to my Australia friend there.
I was going to say, crikey, mate, that's going down under.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I hope they're doing good.
Yeah.
Doing good.
Yeah. I hope everyone's doing good. I've been. Who was I seeing on Facebook? Sassy. I saw Sassy posting some new content with. She was out with some friends and celebrating. She's been doing some traveling. It's great to see.
Yep.
I don't.
Got to spread the love for Christina.
Oh,
Yeah.
definitely. Yeah, Christina's all over the place.
Definitely.
Yeah.
I turned one of my old mobile phones on the other day, and I'm still in one of the old group chats that I'm in on a different account. And I think Christina had put a little message out there saying just wanted to make sure everybody had a good day and was doing nice. And I was like, that's nice. You know, I'm not even active in that group, but that message came through somehow. So
It's
interesting.
It's inspirational, and I wish I could be a little bit more like, I don't know, normal people. I'm so bad with just staying in touch and being connected, and I have so much love for so many people in this community that I've just kind of lost touch with. You know, it's sad.
Yeah.
So
You're not the only one that feels like that. I think all of the Funko guys, all of us do.
I agree.
You know, but we have our small little bubbles. We all still stay connected somehow.
It's in, you know, we have a group chat, right, and that keeps us connected. And there'll be times where I'll, you know, forget it exists, but I always pop back in and catch up and like, oh, you know, and touch base with everybody and whatever. But you know, if you don't have that, then it's just like,
it's easy to get lost in the shuffle.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah,
I mean,
exactly.
some of my favorite people on this planet, I've met through this whole journey, and really haven't stayed in good contact with them. So that's on me, but much love to all of you.
Yeah, I hear that. I'm the same. I posted a picture up the other day. I was really ill. I think it was the one I put in the group chat.
Yeah.
I posted it on Instagram, and I said, you know, Instagram is usually the best parts of people's lives. Well, here's me at my fucking worst. And, you know, the amount of people that reached out that I hadn't heard from in such a long time, it was great. You know, great to hear from those people. Even just to see that person like the picture or just comment. You know, you might not have spoke to them for 12 months, 13, 15 months, but they leave that like, and, you know, they're still around and still there. So it's cool. Just know that I appreciate all that.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Jeremy, you must think that group chat's annoying because me and Charles don't shut up.
I mean,
we're constantly chatting with each other.
But that group chat is fantastic, and it's great because, you know, people pop in and that we don't hear from all the time, and it's awesome to catch up with them. And I mean, you know, we've been tight through this whole thing. So, and that doesn't mean that, you know, we're all human. Like, we've all had our own shit with each other, kind of thing, but we've all come through it because we're brothers, and that's what we do.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And so it's just crazy. But I mean, I don't think I've ever been in as big of fights with anyone than I do Rob, and I love that man. You know, like, we'll fight about stupid shit, movies and whatever, and but, you know, it's just because you don't fight with people you don't care about, right?
Yeah. I still hold the flame for Rob for Game of Thrones talk. Like,
yeah,
I know he teased me with his love for the show, and we just haven't ever had that conversation properly. And I can't wait. One day we will, and it'll be great because he'll probably blow my mind away with all his thoughts and opinions. And I'll be like, I don't like you anymore, Rob, but damn you.
And he's incredibly smart. I remember one time I got in a huge argument with him over something, I don't remember, but it was math related, and eventually I realized that he was right and I was wrong, but I wasn't willing to let it go. So it just carried on and continued for a while until I finally just backed off. I'm like, okay, he's absolutely right. It was some level of statistics that was beyond my brain capacity. So,
and I know he can pop up any time as well, because we do send in the link. I know he's probably DJing on a Friday night. It's probably not the best night to get a DJ to come hang out with us at 8 p.m. at night, but he did ask. He said, "Is it 8 Central?" I was like, "Yes." So you never know when Rob could just turn up one day. With his TikTok form. I love him. I love his TikTok.
Well, it would be fun to get him back on here, and it'd be fun to get Randy fixed and be able to come on and hang out with us. Because
I'm prepared to learn how to live life on a 6-second delay if it means we get Randy back.
Yeah,
like I'll learn to live that way just so that we can communicate with Randy.
Yeah,
my girlfriend will be happy because then she'll get 9 seconds instead of 3. Yeah, 6 seconds delay. Yeah. Ding.
How is Rosie?
Yeah, Rosie. She's good. So how many, Jeremy, have you seen Prison Break?
I have not seen Prison Break.
Okay. I am currently deep into a binge. Like the last 2 days I've watched 16 episodes. And it's unbelievably good. I cannot believe how good it is.
I've heard it's fantastic. I just haven't done it.
Yeah. I highly recommend it, and I'm loving it right now. I'm regretting like not doing the YouTube stuff with it, but I just want to sit and enjoy a show. I tried Severance the other day because so many people rave about fucking Severance. I'm sorry, I can't watch it. It's so weird.
It's hard not to turn everything into a YouTube video. I still struggle with it.
Yeah, I really do struggle. That's why I did the wrestling stuff, and I just haven't even got that off the road yet.
I will say I forgot to make this announcement for the 6 people watching, if they have any interest. We are booking. I got to make sure it's still available. We are booking our revisit to the Sally House. For my birthday weekend. And I'm thinking if we post a video or if we do any live streams, it'll be over on the Bedtime Stories channel. I think.
Can you both please wear GoPros on your chest? Just POV GoPros the entire thing.
GoPros, we talked about those Nest cameras where they're motion activated but it just all depends on the Wi-Fi. GoPros would be easy to do.
GoPro, yeah, just you and Mitchie have a GoPro, and then you can just cut it. You can edit it so you get everything. You know what I mean? As long as you get both people's perspective for the whole event.
Yeah, for the whole time, it's just running.
Nice.
I don't care if there's a thing in the corner, as long as if it's attacking you, it's going to be on your camera. You know what I mean? If it's in the corner, it can stay in the corner.
Right. We had this whole debate the other night about whether or not. If we just went, because we were talking about, are we just going to go and enjoy it and try to do it just for us and just not make a video out of it, not make a thing out of it. But then I got to thinking like, oh, I mean, maybe, if you believe in that sort of thing, maybe having that equipment and stuff out is what created the scenario for all this to happen. Whereas if we didn't do that, then there wouldn't be the available energy to draw from in order to whatever. Now, again, I'm going back to prove something, which is I went as a non-believer and then became a believer and then justified what made me become a believer back into becoming a non-believer. So I need more. Okay. I need more evidence that I cannot somehow rationalize in my brain.
Yeah, I would need high-speed, non-interrupted, 24/7 view on the ball on the stairs. Just for my own brain to say, okay, that's real. Otherwise, no, there's a lag in the stream. You could have kicked it.
100%.
And I know, I love you as my brother, and I know you would never have kicked it. But my mind won't let me say, no, no, there's a reason there could have been, you know?
Or even still, it's dark at the top of the stairs. And for anybody that doesn't know Mitchie and I, or know the settings of the Sally, like when you rent the Sally house, you have to rent a certain occupancy. So we had 2, and we were the only 2 in the house. But there's no reason not to think that, well, there was just somebody at the top of the stairs.
Mm-hmm.
You just can't see him because it's dark, right? So there's all these ways to just justify or rationalize this stuff that happens. And I rationalize it like, okay, maybe I didn't put it, maybe I put it out, but maybe I put it too close, and, you know, physics, and the house is old, and maybe it, you know, there's movement, whatever. I came down the stairs, so maybe there was some vibration. But, you know, I mean, yeah, I can justify it all I want. It happened. It's just a matter of, and I ran like I was Scooby-Doo. I mean,
yeah, you're in the room. You feel the goosebumps. You feel the hairs on the back of your neck. You experience that moment. You know.
Yeah.
I'm just
Draw.
Very skeptic.
Quick Draw asks, "What are you playing on the keys?" I just like to randomly play. I don't really know a lot of songs. I just like to play. I know a lot of chord progressions and things, so I just kind of randomly play stuff. I've been painting a lot. I've been playing a lot of music. I've been doing a lot of stuff to kind of get the creative juices flowing. A lot of my getting out of the Funko and the collecting and all the things that I was doing just kind of left that empty void. And the thing that I've always thought of myself is I'm a numbers guy. I'm in sales. I do everything in business is numbers for me. But really what I've always wanted to do is be creative and play music or paint or draw or do whatever. And so I've decided, obviously, I got to keep doing the one thing for my employment as far as earning money. But the artistic side has really been fun to explore lately.
Nice.
Mm-hmm. And you can find his work on.
It is out
channel.
there.
If you go look on my channel, you can find it if you have eagle ears.
It is out there. Yeah, it is out there, and there's a couple paintings out there floating around. Not great ones, but not bad ones. You know, I don't really do any of it to sell or anything else. Like, I just was jacking around and painted Pennywise on a white canvas. Nice. I don't know if you can see that or not. But,
yeah, I can. Yeah.
I just
maybe Quick was looking for a person for his band. I know he plays in a band.
Yeah. I mean, I play piano. I play guitar. I play.
Mark Schaefer says he's got one. Maybe a painting of yours.
Schaefer's got a painting. Yeah. He does. He does.
Too.
You got one too?
Yep. Yeah, I bought it at the last.
I knew we sold.
Canada's Dark Haunted History. Welcome in,
Canada. Dark Haunted History. There you are. See, go check out Bedtime Stories. Need a drummer. I'm not gonna be able to help you on a drum. I can keep a beat, but I can't fill. I'm not a great drummer. I have really many times. You can ask Mitchie. I've been talking about getting a drum set for a long time, but I would just be obnoxious in this house.
You would get divorced before you even got married.
Absolutely. And you guys would come over and teabag my drum set, and it'd just it'd be a problem. Do not touch me.
Could you imagine Big Easy sat at the drum kit? That'd be crazy.
He'd show up for sure.
Yeah.
Hope he's doing good. Hope we'll see him on Wednesday night next week Tuesday or Wednesday night next week for Let's Chat if everyone's around.
Yeah, that should be around when it looks good. So yeah.
Even got one from Mini Jeremy. Yeah.
How's Bailey doing?
How's
Bailey doing?
She's great. She's awesome. She's in middle school and still killing it.
Still dancing.
Still killing it and dance and doing her thing. It's it's pretty fun.
There's dedication. There's a girl that goes to the same school as my Amy's kids, and she's in there. She goes to the city to go to dance school because she's good, and the dedication on it is crazy. Because you see her walking down the street and she's doing practice ballet dance things down the street. And I'm like, kids these days, man. I was knocking on people's doors and running away and hiding.
Right, facts. Yeah. Yeah, she's doing great.
It's good.
And, yeah, we might think about, and I'll just throw this out there now since we're all here together, but we might think about a way. I really don't know what to do this year, but we got to do something for F cancer. So I'm going to put some thought into that. We still have a lot of pops, but we're getting into the either personal collection or gifts and things we got from people, which I think most people, if I reached out to them and said this is the cause it's going to go to, would be okay with it. But I also just kind of personally, those mean something to me. So does the F cancer event. But so I don't know. I'm a little torn because I don't really have the inventory to do a full on F cancer like we've done in the past.
Well, the scene isn't the same as it used to be. You know, when you first did it, it was peak Funko, wasn't it? Everyone was around, everyone was involved, everyone was excited. Now you would struggle to get 100 Funkos for an auction, you know.
And part of me was drawn to doing it because of the people coming. I mean, as much as I want to give, I can give, you know, to the cause, but having, you know, everybody come and hang out, all that has always just been really freaking special. That's
the special moments.
Yeah.
I still remember you getting slapped in the face with a tortilla.
Yeah.
Still to this day, remember it very vividly. Like, I think that was the first F cancer.
No, that was
you were both first or second. You were both standing behind the bar.
Yeah, that was the last one.
She went for it like it was. She was on the baseball hockey. She went for it.
Yeah. I don't even remember what house we were in for the first F cancer. We were in the other house.
Yeah, you were in the basement.
Yeah. You were in that new house. Yeah,
that's right.
I remember. How did the stuff go with your son that you wanted to do father and son games and stuff like that? You mentioned that last time we spoke.
He's been up in town a lot lately, but mostly because once he got his first tattoo, he's been obsessed. And so that's
what happens. Yeah, you get the book. Yeah.
So he's getting a bunch of tattoos right now, or he keeps coming back up to the same artist, getting more.
Remind him he's only got so much real estate.
I know, right? And he's young.
You run out fast.
He's got a whole life, and he's going to change his mind, so he's got to slow down a little bit.
Stay away from the face and the hands. Everything can be hidden with a shirt.
So, like, I sent him today. 5 years ago today was the Mentos and Soda challenge, where we did that, and he was instantly replied back and was like, "We have got to get some recordings done. We've got to do this." And he's freed up. He's not dating anyone now, and he was pretty tied into a relationship for a long time, and so it limited what we could do when we got together. But now it's kind of like it's time. We could do some crazy
boys on the road.
And he's
right into the sunset.
Yeah, he'll be 21 this year, so he's not 12 anymore. I can
legally go to Vegas now, right?
Yeah, I can legally beat him now, and he can beat me, and we're fine. So,
back to our brawls at Jeremy's house.
Yeah, I mean, we can do the. We used to watch Bell Life a lot, and Bell Life did a lot of stupid stuff.
Yeah.
Laney, I am not into the NFTs anymore. No.
No.
Yeah, no, me either. I have a couple. They still hold on to my beloved Max token heads, but that's about it.
I have a really cool collection. I'll sell you for $1,000 though.
Yeah, like these are personal collections. I'll never leave my personal collection, like Game of Thrones NFTs, and you know they sit up here and they just sit there and waste and wither away, and one day they'll be heirlooms to my kids.
Do you still have
No.
Damon?
No.
Okay, I wondered if you'd pull the trigger on that or not. It's a good call.
I got 250.
Nice.
First ever sale on eBay. I was happy with it. It was interesting experience to go through. It was advertised on a vintage site like Macari, and the person reached out through that site, and then they said, "Would you sell it on eBay?" I was like, "Sure." So we sold it on eBay. I think it was shipped overnight. They were perfectly happy with it, and yeah, I was. It was a hard decision, but it was the right decision. because I was becoming more and more annoyed by owning it because I knew it was worth money and I just didn't need it to be sat there just for the sake of sat there. I have a photograph with Matt Smith. It's me and Matt, and he's holding that pop. So it's like I have the memory. I met the guy. I validated the single thing. You know what I mean?
Yep, 100%.
Mm-hmm.
I just realized that my name was still the dude. I did that for the pregame just as a joke, and I forgot to change my name back on the screen.
Hey.
Hour and 40 minutes later.
It would have been funny if someone came in and goes, "Who's the dude?"
Yeah. I think that the autographs are exactly that. I mean, it's about the memory of getting them, right?
Yeah.
To me, that's what it's about. I say this like a flex. I've met, but I don't mean it that way. I've met a number, or crossed paths with a number of celebrities, mostly sports athletes in various communities in Kansas City and Indianapolis, whatever. And I don't ask for autographs because to me, just that moment of seeing them in person and or maybe saying hi to them or something is just more than me going up and interrupting them and asking them for an autograph. So I think that's the meaning. Although I have some pretty fucking cool autographs. Excuse my language.
Yeah.
So.
And then it's weird. Like the Matt Smith, I got rid of it because it was so expensive. But if I owned Headless Ned Stark, it would never be sold. It would just sit in my collection because that means more to me, if that makes sense. Even though it's $1,000 Funko Pop, I don't think it is anymore. It's probably less than that. Yeah. But like the Grail of Game of Thrones means more to me than a signed Matt Smith pop. That was still a great pop, but yeah, just interesting. Oh, I forgot. Thanks for this.
You're welcome, Mark. I'm glad we could hand that to you on a silver platter.
Ooh, yes. That was a dirty silver platter too.
Our left tackle is no more. He's gone. So, although he was a guard and playing left tackle, so Joe Tooney.
Yeah. If I'm being controversial, I think that you should never have won the Bills game. That's what I would say. I think Bills should have gone to the final.
You bite your tongue.
I just watched the game and I genuinely felt that was it should have been the correct decision. Yeah, he has got powers.
I do have powers.
Charles is looking around the room like he kind of might have agreed with me, but it was a very controversial game against the Bills. I don't know, maybe I was just Bills Mafia, Pops Mafia, the guy on YouTube. He really hyped me up for that game and his love for the team, and I watched it and I was a neutral, but a little bit on the Bills side, and it went against them, and it was like, it would have been a fairy tale for them to get where they got, but it was okay.
I mean, it's a little bit. It's kind of crappy of me to say, but like I love as a Kansas City fan the idea that we live rent-free in Lamar Jackson's head, that Baltimore cannot beat us, and that Buffalo, no matter how good they are, no matter how many times in the regular season they beat us, they can't do it in the playoffs. There's just something about that I just love. And I like Josh Allen. I like that Bills team. I like that organization.
Yeah.
I can't.
I just struggled with a bit of the officials in that game was a bit rough.
If Kansas City didn't make the playoffs, fine. I'm all for it. Go Bills. Let's see.
Yeah.
But otherwise,
next year,
yeah.
We're going to win it next.
I would just like to see a Super Bowl without either the 49ers, the Eagles in it, but I still want the Chiefs to be in it.
Yeah. Bears and Chiefs next year.
My team, Liverpool, are going to win the league this year, which is going to be fun. We're flying. It's interesting because we had Jurgen Klopp. You guys know I've been a Liverpool fan for as long as you've known me, but we had Jurgen Klopp come to the team and he revitalized our squad, and that was through the COVID years and through that, and we won the league in the COVID years. It was the first time in 36 years we'd ever won it.
I remember that, yeah.
And we won it in the COVID, and we couldn't celebrate with fans, and the parade was cancelled, and all this kind of crazy stuff. Oh. And then Klopp decided to leave. And it was the worst thing ever, and I cried. I genuinely cried as a sports fan that my manager was leaving, and he took that decision. And we got a new manager called Arne Slot. Arne Slot's gone and won the Premier League in his first season as our manager. He's smashed it. And I'm like, okay, let's go. I don't know if that's more of what Jurgen Klopp left as a legacy in a squad, and he's just came in and he's took the best of what was left. And like maybe we'll see next season once he starts getting his new players in and he starts getting his regime going forward. But it's interesting that I'm happy we win the league.
I mean, you've seen it. We see it all the time, both ways, where the build-up that somebody left behind is so good that the other person couldn't fail if they wanted to, and then we've seen it where somebody else comes in and just destroys it. You know, I mean, I think when Jimmy Johnson left the Cowboys in the '90s and handed over to Barry Switzer wasn't a great coach. I don't think, but he won a Super Bowl because he had that team. Right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, through the 80s and 90s, Liverpool's rival Manchester United had Sir Alex Ferguson. He was that good. He was knighted. He was their manager for 27 years. He left. Man United became the biggest football club in European history to 15th in the league. They were the best in the 80s and 90s, and now they're fighting to stay up. It's insane.
Yeah,
how because they lost their manager and now they're going through. And yeah, I'm a biased Liverpool fan. I'm going to say that, but they just can't get their rhythm. It's insane.
Yeah, it's hard to tell if it's coaching or if it's players or if it's some combination of both. I mean, if you look at, you would have said the Patriots were good equally as good because of Belichick as you would Tom Brady, but then Brady leaves and the team is garbage, and no matter what Belichick did, and then Brady went down there and won Super Bowl. So I mean, I don't know, coach, players, whatever. I would like to think. Well, I don't think if Andy Reid left that the Kansas City Chiefs would be as good. So
okay,
I mean, coaching matters, but
I agree. I agree. I think it matters. Liverpool have Mohamed Salah, one of the best players in the world, and we still manage to win even when he doesn't play because the coaching that he has brought in better players now in the youth academy, and we brought them up. And it's interesting, though.
I think maybe more so now than ever before because players come and go so often that it has to come down to coaching, right? I mean, the team's different every year. Even if it's one or two players, it changes the entire dynamic of the team.
I think it would be interesting if you put all of your coaches in a bracket, and then every year you get a different team. Like the coach of the Chiefs this year has to go be the coach for the Baltimores next year, and then next year it might be something else. I think it would be quite cool.
That would be interesting, but
that would then show the unique hit. That would show the talent of the coach more than the team.
Yeah, but I think the talent of the coach comes from building a winning culture over years, right? So if you changed every year, would you have the ability within that time frame to change an entire culture and mentality of a team to that?
Good point. It'd be fun though, wouldn't it?
It'd be fun.
The stories you could tell how the returning Chiefs without Andy are now facing their bitter rivals with Andy.
With Andy,
and,
it would also
be
the
playoff season. This year they did it.
It would also just be fun to see every team coached by Peyton and Eli, because the Pro Bowl was kind of fun. As far as the Pro Bowl's absolutely ridiculous now, but it was, I love that rivalry between those two brothers.
Pro Bowl?
Yeah, exactly.
What is that?
So the Pro Bowl is the weekend. Now it's the weekend before the Super Bowl. Maybe it always was. And
I think it always has been.
Yeah. And it's basically they do competition. No, it's everybody, all the elite players, you get voted into the Pro Bowl. You have to
all stars.
Very good. So it's the all stars. And the only ones that don't play are the guys that are playing in the Super Bowl. But it went to like flag football and skills tests, punt, pass, kick, that kind of stuff, and all these things. But it used to be the AFC versus the NFC, an actual football game.
Yeah.
And it was great because nobody really wanted to get injured, so they didn't really hit hard or play too terribly hard. So it would be like the final score would always be 68-73. It'd be crazy.
Right. It'd be ridiculous.
But some people got injured, and then it was like, well, we can't risk injuring our star players over the Pro Bowl. That means nothing, so we got to turn it into this.
Interesting how I know about the Puppy Bowl, but I don't know about the Pro Bowl. That's crazy.
Yeah, I don't know how you don't. That was
I've seen the Puppy 3 times. Like the dogs with it's insane.
How about the Bud Bowl? Do you know about the Bud Bowl?
The Bud Bowl, yes.
No, I haven't seen that one.
That was good. I don't know if they still do that or not. Probably not.
I was finding out the other day about tailgates. Like you guys did. I didn't know what a tailgate was until I watched some Super Bowl vlogs, and I watched those, and I was like, okay.
I mean, if you ever
before the main piss up,
if you make it here to where I live, I will take you to a Chiefs game if it's in season, and if the game starts at 3:25, I guess it's a home game. It would start at, well, maybe you could start at 3:25. There'll be people there the night before, but the parking lot opens at a specific time in the morning, and people will be tailgating from like 6 o'clock in the morning. And I've been to games in my younger past when I partook in fun stuff that I would be so drunk I wouldn't remember the game before I even went to the stadium.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it gets wild.
I've been to a couple of football grounds. I literally sit down 30 minutes before kickoff in my seat, and that's me.
Oh no.
You take like grills and things to cook on, and you put them out there, and you put your charcoal in, and you light them on fire, and you cook your food all morning, and you smoke meats, and you do all kinds of stuff.
Oh yeah.
And then when you go into the game, you just leave it there in the parking lot until it cools all down, and then you can load it up after the game. And
see, that's the difference between freedom, guys. In the UK, we would get some snot-nosed security guard who would come over and say, "This is against the health and safety regulations of the car park. Can you please leave, or the police will be called?" Whereas you guys can just do what the fuck you want. Freedom.
And they have big bins that look like big dumpsters that you can dump your hot coals in when you're done. I mean, it's hella fun. I've been to a lot of games and tailgated.
I'd love to go to a game one day. I still wouldn't know what's going on.
It's good times, but you got to be careful because you can get a little sideways before you ever make it in the stadium.
Yeah, I watched some UK guys go over and do the Super Bowl, and I was shocked that they were paying like $425 for a jersey in the store. It was like you were getting a pint of beer, or it was like a special Budweiser bottle, and it was like $32. And I'm like, Jesus Christ, that was insane.
Yeah, tailgating in Philadelphia, I have to imagine, is wild because the Philadelphia Eagles fans are insane.
Insane. Yes.
Did they have a parade this year? I know that you guys said you weren't going to do one this year because of the events of last year, but did the Eagles do a parade?
They did something. Yeah, they did something.
I think they did. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, the day before the racing parties. Yeah, Mark Schaefer says they did. Dover Downs, I would imagine. Racing has crazy tailgating too.
Talladega.
Yeah.
Talladega is a 2.5 mile racetrack, and there's people there a week before ahead of time just partying.
The weird thing about the Indianapolis Motor Speedway, where the Indy 500 is that it's like cornered on all 4 sides by main streets. There's not there's not like a parking lot, and it holds 500,000 people.
Yeah.
It's like, where they park, and you would just rent your front yard, and people would park.
You just rent your front yard out for people to park in. Yeah.
Wow. That's crazy.
But years ago, Dad said that they went to Indy. They didn't go to the race, but they knew somebody that lived around there. And they rented their front yard out, and they would pay their mortgage in one weekend.
Yeah.
Just by letting people park in their front yard for a year.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Their mortgage would be paid. All right, okay, cool. Park.
I remember we were charging, this was in the 90s, early 90s, or mid 90s. We were charging $400 and $500 a night for a hotel room, but it was a three night minimum. So it was $1,500 just to rent a room, and then that included nothing else, not your flight, not your anything. It was crazy, expensive. But fortunately, I lived on 16th Street, right down the street from the Speedway, and I was lucky enough to go a couple of times.
Nice.
Yeah, I would love to go to Indy, Daytona, Bristol, maybe even Talladega, just once.
Yeah,
just once.
The Kansas
I've been
they-
to Chicago. I've been to St.
they own
Louis.
circle
So
tracks.
So the Indy 500, it's a 2.5 mile oval or 2.5 mile track.
yeah,
So like you see
it's
them
like a D almost. Yeah.
yeah. So you see them go by and then they turn the corner and then you just wait till they come around the other corner. But like at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway, it's a mile oval or mile and a quarter oval or something. And the grandstands are huge. So wherever you sit, you can see the whole track. You can see everything. Okay. You're watching.
Yeah, I'm more of a Formula One fan.
Yeah. And the
I like
Indy
the bends.
was an open wheel race that came out with the Brickyard the years that I was there. But the open wheel cars, I mean, that's some crazy racing because you even barely touch each other. You're destroying those cars.
Yeah.
I used to love racing. I can't do it anymore.
I've never watched American racing. Not the one where they just go in a circle. I've watched Formula One in America, but that's different. It's a different track. And bikes.
NASCAR went left and right last weekend, so you would like that.
I think it's like a lot of sporting events where like I don't really have any interest in watching tennis, but I guarantee you if I went to Wimbledon, I'd be a huge tennis fan for a while. Like there's just something about going to a live event and seeing it. I hated racing until I went to a race, and then I was like, "Holy crap, that's the coolest thing I've ever seen." Yeah. And then I started watching it on TV.
I don't think I'd enjoy a Formula One race as much as I do at home because I get to see every turn and bend and crash and camera angle and commentary, and I'm used to that. Like it's when I go to wrestling events, it's strange because I haven't got a commentator in my ear telling me what's going on when I'm watching, and it's like, oh, this is just a crowd, It's
also weird, like if you go to a football game or in your case a football game, if you're there seeing the entire field at all times versus seeing what the camera wants to show you within the moments of watching it on TV. It's an entirely different experience.
Yeah. I remember my dad took me to a Manchester United game. And we were sat quite high. They were really cheap seats, nosebleed seats. And I'd never experienced football like that. Like watching the players move in the formations that they'd moved. I was like, oh my God, I understand football. From watching it from a bird's eye view, I can understand the way the game is played. And it actually helped, like me playing it and also watching it. So yeah, you are right. Like being high up, you get a different perspective. Yeah. But it's crazy because you don't even know who's who. They're just like ants.
It turns it into an entirely different experience. It's pretty cool. I mean, I wasn't an NBA fan until I went and saw an NBA game. I wasn't a baseball fan until I went to a baseball game. I mean, I'd seen them all on TV, but I became fans after I went to an event.
I don't think I've ever seen an entire baseball game out in its entirety. Same with cricket, though, to be fair. Very English sport. I've never seen a full cricket game. Don't think I've ever watched a full basketball game.
I mean, there were years where I would watch every single baseball game, every single inning. And if I was at work, it'd be on the radio or it'd be on the TV at work. Like I obsessed about it. Now I can't sit through 2 innings. I could have in person, but I can't on TV.
I can't tell you the last time I watched a baseball game, a full baseball game.
I'll watch the first couple Royals games, get an idea who the players are and what's going on. And
I'm pretty bad. I can't even watch soccer or football unless it's my own team. If Liverpool aren't playing, I can't watch.
Yeah.
I just don't have no interest. Even if it's my rival and I need to know if they win that game or not. Like I'll just check the stat at the end of the game.
It changes the game if you get into like fantasy football. And then you're not just rooting for your team because you have people on your fantasy football team.
Mark, what?
Yeah.
Oh, my.
Dun, dun, dun.
Interesting. Charles said to me, do you want? I was like, no, that's fine. I'm not doing my wrestling on Friday. I usually watch SmackDown on a Saturday because of the commercials. Mm-hmm. But yeah, no. Good. We made 2 hours, guys.
Yeah. I thought we were going for an hour, but man, it was just too much fun to quit.
Yeah, I think I looked up at 1 hour 20 and was like, we might as well just go 2 hours.
Keep rolling. Keep rolling.
But yeah, I think we will start to wind it down. I know it's 4 o'clock in the morning for me. I need a new gaming chair. I will be very straight out with you guys. This new chair that I'm in, if I sit back, this is me. So I just don't feel comfortable on stream like this. So I haven't been doing a lot of content and live streams because of that. Like I just don't have a comfortable seating arrangement.
I'll give you I'll give you an opinion. I had the gaming chair forever, and when it started to break down a little bit, I switched to, because I mean, I don't know why I think I need a gaming chair. I don't game, but I just switched to a really comfortable office chair.
Yeah, that's what I'm going to get.
So much better. Those gaming
I'm not
chairs
going to get. There is a gaming chair I would like, but it's more aesthetically pleasing than comfort. It's the Game of Thrones. It's amazing. If I ever get it, you'll see it. It's amazing.
Yeah.
But
they are aesthetically nice, but they are not built for comfort. And the best thing I ever did was went and got an office chair. It's so
I need to get like an ottoman or something, just an office chair.
Yep.
But we are getting there slowly.
Yeah, mine's a 1970s office chair.
Yeah, buddy.
Even you put yourself through the walls to go live, Charles. You sit out in the freezing garage.
Yeah, it's not too bad.
Your toes go purple.
Well, pretty soon you'll be sweating through your clothes. So.
Yeah, I mean, it was snowing Monday, or Tuesday, and today it was 75. So I
was gonna say it's gonna be 70s all week next week. So
yeah,
we
go back to 10-hour days next week. I'm excited. Friday's off.
Did you get the blizzard down there? We got a full-on blizzard here.
Yeah. We lost 3 blades of grass.
Jeez.
Couldn't find it. Yeah,
dude, we had roads shut down from trees falling over. We had 50 and 60 mile an hour winds, not gusts, like constant. Constant. My car was a freaking brick of ice in the morning.
We didn't really get the blizzard snow ice. They had us go out at 3 a.m. and coming back from one end of my route, going back towards our shop, a wind gust hit my plow truck and sent me from lane 1 to lane 2 without me realizing it. So I got back in lane 1, and then it sounded like my doors were gonna pop off my truck. They were both going.
That's crazy.
I'm just going.
That's crazy, dude. I meant to tell you, and I'll make this story quick. But last time we went down to Texas, we were driving down there, and it was kind of bad weather, and it was that freak weird when it snowed, like down in Texas and Oklahoma and all that. Right. And we're driving down there, but it hadn't really done any. There was no weather at that point. But we're driving down there, and it's like, when you get down towards Texas, it's pitch black out. There's no lights, no cities. You're just driving in the dark with your headlights on. And all of a sudden I see this weird kind of orange glow off in the distance. And I notice it's getting closer and closer and closer. And then I realize that there's this vehicle on the road that's just fully engulfed in flames, or so I thought. And then as I got even closer, I'm like, holy shit, that is spraying out fire and sparks everywhere. And we finally get up to it, and it's a plow truck with blades solid on the ground.
Oh yeah,
no snow, and it is just dragging concrete, fire, flaming, shooting sparks, the whole thing. I was like, what is happening?
So I was asked about that because there's a couple videos of that going around, and so I don't know. All areas don't do this, but we sometimes do. They're held up by chains. Well, if a chain breaks, there's no way to hold it up. You just get back to your shed, you fix it. Or it's a good way to true the blade up. The road has a crown to it.
Yeah.
So if you're running the whole time like this, your blade's eaten.
Yeah.
You true it up, and you can get a good cutting edge again. All the way across.
That makes much better sense, because my thought was, oh, they need work to do this summer, so they're just tearing the damn roads up.
Hey, you never know. You never know.
They got
When we go fill potholes, we always leave two. You
summer
need
job
seed.
security.
You need seed for next week. Yeah,
That's a fact.
yeah. That's what we do.
That's good stuff.
I shouldn't tell all these secrets, man.
Yeah, you gotta
You know the trade secrets away.
be careful.
Yeah.
Doge will be knocking.
Hey, I got my emails with my 5 things I did this week. I'm good.
Good. Okay, go. Good.
And Doge could come knocking if they wanted. I'd gladly let them in for a cup of tea. I'd say, come on in.
Come on in. Come on in. I got
Oh,
some
well,
ideas
don't
for
worry.
you, buddy.
It's crazy how. Did you know that the Tesla Cybertruck is banned in the UK
Because of Elon or
because of the infrastructure of the charger points? The weight of the vehicle is apparently too heavy for our roads. It would maybe get like 30 miles down the road and it wouldn't be able to go over a bridge. And then if it was diverted, it wouldn't be able to go over the other bridge. So it basically be stuck in this quarantine.
consider
It's
yourself
crazy.
lucky.
One guy has got one though, but he's in London.
Consider yourself lucky because they are hideous, and when you see them
Oh
on
my
the street,
God,
you're
dude.
like, that is a rolling dumpster.
I
The
love
guy
the
in
memes.
London has got
Yeah.
one. Is famous for wrapping cars and famous for having sporty cars. So his probably will look the best I've ever seen because he's
Yeah.
going to wrap it and it'll look brilliant. But yeah, they are
Oh,
weird.
Yeah. I love seeing
yeah.
the memes of like a line of dumpsters. You get closer, there are a line of Tesla trucks.
Yeah, yep,
Yeah.
facts.
I like.
There's
the
a guy
sporty
here
one
in
that
town that's
came out
got
with,
one.
but they never developed it.
Yeah.
They're supposed to have like a roadster, and they took loads of money for it. And then I don't think they actually delivered on a single one that they sold. So many of them. But I guess it's the futuristic of the way things work, isn't it? It'll come out one day when the demand isn't so high. When everybody's wanting the LGBTQ Cybertruck, that'll probably come out in 20 years.
If they build the infrastructure for electric vehicles, then everybody will drive them. But until then, you just can't. Like, I can't. I watched. Speaking of Ryan Trahan that we were talking about earlier, you see where he drove from like Texas to Chicago or something in a Tesla, and it took him, I think, like 5 or 6 hours longer to get there than it should have because of the detours you'd have to take to find a charging station.
Yeah, I remember Headless giving his horror stories coming back from LA. He had to sit in a car park or a parking lot for like 7 hours just to charge his car. But he was only 5 hours away from home, but he had to sit there for 7 hours to charge his car. And it's like, what?
Yeah. I mean,
it made no sense.
I think people will be fine with charging times and things like that, but they just have to be accessible. They have to be somewhere that. And then,
I don't know why it's not all solar panels. It should all be solar powered. The sun is in the sky daylight, charge them during the day.
Because we'd all be driving 20 miles an hour everywhere we went because they couldn't solar panel, or I don't think you could solar power a car.
I don't think you could harness enough energy. No. But just think.
Well, I know you can buy a hat that is solar powered that will charge your mobile phone. Like you can wear the hat and it will charge your phone as you're walking around. Pretty cool.
Yeah.
I know that exists. So there's ways.
I did see that somewhere. I don't remember where, but I saw it somewhere.
I watched The Life of Tom. He's a UK YouTuber who does daily vlogs. He literally puts his face in front of our faces for our entertainment. That's his line. I film my face for your faces. That's what he says. If you get onto him, I apologize because Life of Tom is fantastic. He's just come back from the Maldives. Spent a week in the Maldives with his wife and his kid. One of the most wholesome content you'll ever watch. He's got a solar powered hat, and it's pretty cool. Long story short, it's a solar powered sombrero hat, and he plugged it into his iPhone, and it charged his iPhone in 7 minutes. From pretty much, I think it was from dead to full in 7 minutes. I was like, okay. And he said it wasn't sponsored, but yeah, he was in the Maldives and we're best to use it in the Maldives,
Yeah.
Great channel. He's also got in the UK, he's got 110 acres of land that he's just bought and he's doing it all up and he's doing YouTube content on it. It's really, really cool channel.
Nice.
I like it.
Nice.
But yeah.
I've drank like 8 bottles of water, and so my bladder's about to explode. So I'm either
I'm drinking Monster Punch Rio
That's a decent
Yeah.
one. I was
It tastes like
surprised
Pepto Bismol.
a little bit. I kind of
Tastes
like
like
it.
Pepto Bismol. Yeah, I like
like
it. I love it.
Yeah.
I
I
picked
tried
up.
I tried one that was a berry flavor. It was like Viking berry the other day. It was really good. Tasted like fruit punch or something. I don't know.
We have this in Scotland called Hooch.
Nice.
It's alcoholic lemonade.
Baby.
We got the Hooch.
We have that too. They just make it in prison.
Yeah. Well, I'm getting into the prison. I'm watching Prison Break, and I sit there and drink
There
the
you go.
Hooch
Yeah.
whilst I'm
Prison
watching
Hooch.
Prison Break.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Prison
Next
Hooch.
week
If
I'll be
it's green,
some prison
don't
bitch.
drink it.
I'll be a prison bitch next week probably. I know that'll be on Fortnite when Jeremy goes against
Yeah.
us.
Fact.
There you go. Yeah.
We still need to get
Featured everything
together
on that.
and stream snipe Blaze. He's playing Fortnite too much. We need to get
100%.
together as a squad and stream snipe his ass. Like we need to be on a call together, all trying to get into games, communicating and going, right, he's in that hut over there. Right, Jeremy, you go over there, throw a splashy on him, distract him, and then I'll snipe him as he comes out of the building. Stuff like that.
That's a good idea.
I want to
Yeah,
see
right.
it I want to see it on his stream. You were eliminated by Ryan Milky 14. I want to see that on his stream.
We could further simplify the process by having a mole, somebody playing with Blaze who's communicating with you guys on the side. 3, 2, 1, click
That's a
to
good
queue
idea.
up. So he's not going to watch
That's a
this.
good
So
idea.
we're good. We're good.
Yeah.
Charles, you have a connect, right, for the Let's Chat that's friends with Blaze that plays Fortnite with him? Scott? Yeah,
We can make
interested. Okay. Guys, if you're watching this, hit the like button if you want us to stream snipe Blaze.
Yes.
Yeah.
Also, hit the like button for the thumbnail because that was a really cool thumbnail, if I do say so myself. Took me all of one question and AI. I'll be straight up. I asked AI to make me a Horseman live stream, and it created the one that you saw tonight.
Nice.
So for that reason, just hit a like button on the stream. For the second reason, you can hit a like button because Jeremy graced us with his presence this evening. So did Randy.
Do it for
But
these
we
guys.
thank you. We thank you. Me and Charles are always here. We always will be.
Yep.
And that's
But
why
we know that you guys are busy and you've got stuff to do.
Yep.
But thank you for being here, Jeremy. We appreciate you.
No, I was super fun. I'm glad to do it. I want to. I've got an idea for an upcoming one that I wanted to throw by you guys, but we'll talk about
Please
that.
do.
Will do.
Charles, thank you for joining us. I know that you've been under the weather this week,
Oh yeah.
so
Yeah.
thank you for
Of
just
course.
jumping on. I'm loving the
Yeah.
color of that Grunt style t-shirt, by the way.
Yeah, I am too. I really
I'm
am.
not.
I love the
I'm not
color
a
of it.
fan of it. I'm not a fan of the Eagles colors.
I just love that color. I think it's really nice.
Yeah.
It looks like the same color as Mark Schaefer's background on his photo on his image.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Philadelphia Eagles green.
Oh, is that what that is? It's teal to
Mhm.
me. It's like a baby blue.
His might be. I'm not sure.
Okay. Well, Jeremy, anything you want to plug? Anything you want to share? Anything you want to announce to the world? Let people know about what's coming up?
Go check out J&M Bedtime Stories and check us out when we go visit the Sally House again this year. It's coming.
Can't wait for that. Yeah.
Stay tuned.
Cannot wait. Yeah, that's going to be a great one. Charles, what have you got coming up?
Tomorrow we'll have a soda video. It's a real banger. And then Sunday we'll be releasing our week, was it 4?
Or
UK,
I need to do
UK US resale battle. It's going really good. I think we got really good numbers, both of us. Ryan is kicking my booty, that's for sure.
Yeah, I just laughed a little bit inside when you said it was going good.
Right.
But yeah. So I mean, we're just having fun with it. And again, we're putting $5 down a week. It's not like we're putting $100 down and expecting to pay the mortgage tomorrow. So
Yeah, we're doing $5 a week, and we're going to stop at some point doing $5 a week because we don't want to have too much of an input when we're not seeing much output.
Yeah.
We'll have to make those decisions as we go forward.
You don't want to build your inventory.
no.
Charles did that with $1,000. I think he's still got some books in that room somewhere.
I do. I have 2 totes of books still.
Good times.
Crazy. Well, for me, I'm going to do the same tomorrow. You can expect a double banger of an episode week 3 and week 4. You're going to get all in one video. Not going to cut it up into 2. I'm just going to give you week 3 and week 4 this week because last week I was ill. So we're going to get 5 items from our own collection, and I'm also going to give you guys a tally on the numbers, what I've spent and what's come in. And then you're also going to get week 4, which is the next week of items which I've already acquired which could be pretty cool. And I think me and Charles spoke earlier vaguely about maybe doing like a digital week. We'll talk about that in the future. We'll do like a Friday to Friday where we only sell things digitally, like NFTs and stuff like that. See how that works, because we have some inventory.
Cool.
And the next Game of Thrones video you can expect to drop is a Cersei video. So I expect there to be some hatred swung her way because she does some terrible, nasty, horrible things in the series.
Shame.
Yeah, shame, exactly. So yeah, that's a good one. We talk about Maggie the Frog. It's interesting. Like I said, there's like 26 of them. If people have any specific characters that they like, that they want to see, please let me know in those comments down below. And I want to thank my troll, because you're not going to get away with it that easy. My troll that's been commenting every week. Just get your facts right. If you're going to be a troll, at least be a funny troll and a factual troll. Like, hashtag, at least, hashtag, you're a disgrace to Wales. I'm not Welsh, so what? You know, one of them kind of things.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's my step on that.
Make it worthwhile, at least.
Yeah, at least make me laugh. Like, give me content.
Yeah.
You know, make some shit up and give me content. I can make a video about how crazy this troll is that I've got. You know, I'll make money off your dismay of my content.
Yeah, you can
Simple.
be professional. Sorry.
Oh yeah, you can be professional. Yeah, and remember, God loves you.
Yeah.
Oh God.
Wow.
Well, that's about it, guys. We've been a Horseman live stream for 2 hours and 15 minutes. It's been great. Big Easy didn't grace us with his presence, but Randy did, and we thank him and love him for it. I hope he's doing well.
Yes.
And we'll try and get more of him.
Yep.
We'll have to figure out
that's about it.
What's going on there. Yeah.
Yeah, check out the Luau's Whatnot tomorrow night if you want to get a really cool mystery box, and check out the Luau's channel because he's still doing the live streams here, there, and everywhere. I'm probably going to invite him on to come talk WrestleMania predictions soon. So stay tuned for that because that's going to come up soon.
Yeah,
But
he's
apart
still
from
got
that,
great content. So.
oh yeah, great.
Yeah.
He literally sent me a voice note the other night and he was like, "Milkster, thanks for stopping in the stream. It was so good to see you." And I'm like, I've never missed a live stream in 2 years.
Ever.
Like, what are you on about? He's like, "Oh, it's good to see you." And I get it. He's not doing it weekly now. He's only every other a month or however it is. So he doesn't see our faces as often as he did.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's great. But check out the Luau again. Great channel. Check out Poppin' Duo. Great channels. Still kicking it. Still doing great stuff in the community.
Yep.
And try not to get scammed. That's probably my only advice. Try not to get scammed in the Funko world.
Yep.
And that's about it. My name's been Ryan. This has been a Horseman Hangout with Jeremy and with Poppin.
Yes.
With an also short arrival from Randy from Mystery Madness Collectibles. Jeremy, you want to take us out?
It's been a pleasure, guys. It's been fun being here. It's been fun spending time with each and every one of you guys and all of you guys in the chat as well, especially. It's been so long. My heart feels a little bit more warm and fuzzy tonight for getting to hang out with you guys. I miss you all. I love being here, and thank you for having all of us here. But I'm Milky. How are you?
I switched over to Let's Chat.
Yeah, but it's great seeing everybody, and thank you for being here. We know that time is the most valuable possession that you have, and you chose to give yours to us tonight. Thank you so much for doing that, and we will see you in the next one.
Yeah, we will. Guys, I'm lazy and have no intros, so you're going to get a Let's Chat with Veterans outro, because why not give them a shout out at the end of the stream? So see you later, guys. Have a good night.
I'm looking for Togepi.